Ladies with gentle hands, welcome to another episode of the Trophy Hoarders podcast. I'm one half of the podcast, Leon, aka Defroth, and I'm joined by my co-host today,
Chris Castromo. As always, here we are, episode 3. Let's get us rolling.
I forgot it was episode 3. Oh my word!
Yeah, and we're
Whoops.
recording a week early, so we can't talk about news because you're leaving me. You're going somewhere
right?
sunny. Left me.
I don't know if it's going to be too sunny. I
Yeah.
hope it's sunny. No, I checked the weather for Como in Italy. For anybody who doesn't know where that is, it's where they also filmed Star Wars.
Ooh,
The really nice gardens with, is it Padme and Anakin?
yeah, Padme and Anakin.
Yeah, there's that, and
You're
there's
gonna
also
recreate some shots. Some
maybe
cute couple shots.
I think it might be George Clooney's house, or
Is it?
that may have been Casino Royale. I think they've done some scenes on Lake Como there, but I think George Clooney owns a house on Lake Como somewhere, and yeah. But
I've seen that before on TikTok that people that recreate shots of the movie.
Yeah, it must be so expensive to do. I like Star Wars, but I'm not really that much of a fan.
No, I like it, but I'm not that mental in it.
Yeah. Oh, just being cancelled by everybody that loves Star Wars.
John Callum's never coming on there.
Yeah,
That's him.
but I mean, to be fair, right? I'm going with my girlfriend, and for me to recreate an Anakin and Padme thing, it that would set us up for failure, right? Because we
Yeah.
know that it doesn't end well with
Yeah,
those two. So I'd rather stay away from that and make some other memories
Yeah.
that don't involve the demise of us. But so we need to open up with a question for the viewers, or a bit of interaction. So I think on Spotify, people may be able to comment as well. So if you're on Spotify, if you can leave a comment, leave a comment. If not, we are of course primarily on YouTube, and there's an entire comment section there. But we just wanted to get a question that we're going to answer, and then also for the viewers to sort of share their input as well. Of course, if you're watching on YouTube, we're on Spotify. If you're listening on Spotify, there's also a video version to go hand in hand, where you get to see our faces and also some clips and things as well. So the question for this week that we're answering is an easy platinum that we've given up on.
Yeah.
Right?
What is the easiest platinum that you've went, I cannot do this? I
Now-
give up.
Now, just some rules on this, right? In terms of easiest, I say easiest in quotation marks, is that personal easiest, or is that 1 out of 10 difficulty easiest, for example, on PlayStation profiles? So we've got a bit of a criteria.
Imagine we go by PSN profiles.
PSN profiles. Okay,
Yeah, I think we need to go by that.
what's the limit that we're allowing to call a game easy
I'd say
out of 10?
I'd say a 4's just easy. I'd say a 4's easy.
Because when I this
Or
kind
maybe
of aside,
average. I think 4 might be average.
because when I look at a 4 out of 10, I automatically think that I can do it.
Oh yeah.
I just assume it's easy. But I know obviously to some people that can actually be a moderate difficulty, because it's almost in the middle, right, of the difficulty scale. But I would say I'm inclined to agree with you, but I wouldn't not agree. I'm not even making sense. I would also say that 3, maybe
Yeah,
3's
three's-
fairer.
I'm trying to think, like Walking Dead's a 2, I think. Like the Walking Dead Telltale.
That's a 2.
I think that's a 2. I'm
That's
pretty
a
sure it was a
Walking
2 on PlayStation profiles, PlayStation trophies. That's what I used to use before PSN profiles back in the day.
Okay, so if that's a 2, and that is, in my opinion, really easy, because you just walk and do QTEs.
Yeah, no collectibles or anything. Like the first
Yeah.
season 1 I'm talking about. I'm sure that's a 3. I could be wrong. I feel like I should check this before I say
I
anything.
feel like maybe you should fact check
Should we
in
pull
the
this up?
background. Yeah, maybe you should
Alright.
fact check.
A few moments later.
I googled it. I was very wrong. Walking Dead is a 1 out of 10. There we go. You can just cut it there.
Yeah. Do you know what?
I was well off the mark.
Admitting that you're wrong on a podcast and YouTube video that millions of people are going to see is very bold of you, my friends. I respect that.
Oh my!
Because I would have died. I would have died on the hill.
You'd have died on that.
That The Walking Dead Telltale's a 3 out of 10, and somebody went into the back end of the website and edited it to a 1 out of 10.
Just double down, don't back down. Life advice. There you go.
Never, never, never.
Never back then.
Unless it's serious, then you might have to.
Unless it's your girlfriend, then you need to.
But what are you going for then? For your easiest platinum
The game
sort
that
of thing?
made me think of this question, which is Call of the Sea, which is like a puzzle game. And it came out on Xbox like a year before it came out on PlayStation. And because at the time I was like playing PC a bit more. And I was like, I'm actually looking forward to this game coming out. See, like a wee puzzle game, like the graphics, the art style looks kind of nice. And I was like, I could pure go for this. So eventually, this is like a month ago, I finally played the game and I was like, this is just not hitting the way I thought it would. Like, I'm forcing myself through it. It's not enjoyable. And it's like, there's a guide. So it's like a 2 out of 10 difficulty wise. 3 hours to platinum, 1 playthrough. But I'm like, I can watch a guide and I can get it done in an hour, 50 minutes. And I'm like, but do I even want this platinum? Like, what's the point in it? I just,
Is it a low percentage?
Nah, I don't think so. It's probably like
Okay.
60% maybe.
Oh, right.
That's
okay,
guessing,
yeah.
I don't know. We know how accurate I've been this episode so far, so
We need to get a third party and just to
Yeah.
fact check everything you say.
just everything.
I didn't know it was a puzzle game. Because it has C in it, I thought it was just a pirate game where you just ride or sail ships. Not ride. It's not a skateboard.
No, it's like a lassie with some sort of like condition, like medical or like skin condition or something. And it's like her husband went to this island. This is just what I've got for like the first half hour or something like that. But it's like she goes to this island to find out what's happened to him because he's trying to find a cure for her. And that's as far as I got. So, just Call of the Sea.
Riveting gameplay, and it's a puzzle game. Which do you like puzzle games?
Sometimes they've got to, I don't know, you got to be in the mood for it, you know what I mean? Same like, I like point and click games, but I've got to be in the mood for them. Like, it's not something I can just play.
I don't think I've ever woken up and thought, I want to play a puzzle game today.
You know what, I'm
I've
joking for
never-
a good puzzle.
I've never had that feeling before. Never. I've played like the shovelware-esque free puzzle games, like Halloween puzzle thing, which are like easy platinums, but I wouldn't say I've wanted to do a puzzle.
No, you never, mate. Sometimes I bought the Walking Dead Bridge Constructor, and I was just sitting there, and I was
Okay.
like, you know what? I could go for that right now. See, when you're like bored, and it's like I don't really want to play like a FIFA or like a Call of Duty or anything, so I just want to chill and get the old brain thinking.
I may backtrack just a little bit then, because is it Bridge Constructor what's the actual game that it's part of? Is
I
that
think there's just, you get Bridge Constructor, there's like Portal Bridge Constructor, and there's the Walking Dead.
Okay, so
there's probably
yeah.
different spin-offs, other ones as well.
I never thought of that being a puzzle game, but I guess it is.
Aye, because it's like you're trying to construct the bridge with the materials you've got, where it breaking and stuff like that.
Yeah, I've never thought of that as a puzzle game. That's quite interesting, actually. I still don't think I'd wake up and want to play it, but maybe like 1% of me would play a similar styled game.
Mhm.
I mean, saying that, I like doing squad building challenges on FIFA. That's a bit
I
like
hate
a
them.
puzzle. Oh, mate, I
Mate,
love them.
I
It's like the adult
despise
version
them.
of Sudoku.
Nah,
I say adult or modern version of Sudoku. Love it.
nah. Mate,
Mixed,
I think I hate them
mixed
most in
nations
FIFA.
and leagues. Perfect. So you're going with C. Wait, no.
Yeah, Call of the Sea.
Call of the Sea.
I think it double stacks as well. I think there's a PS4 and 5 version. If you want 2 really easy platinums, it's also on PS Plus Extra. I think.
Oh, really?
Pretty sure it's on Extra. Yeah, I never bought it.
No, no.
But what about you?
Fair play.
What's your easiest that you went? Nah, not happening.
I do have to backtrack ever so quickly. Slightly off topic. Double stacks. Just a quick answer. For it or against it?
Against. That's the point.
Okay, fair enough.
I know you do. You love a wee double stack, a wee auto pop.
Oh, yeah. Look, if my philosophy is if the devs put it there, it's meant to be done. My easy platinum then, right? That I've given up on. It's rated a 3 out of 10. I don't really understand how it's a 3 out of 10 personally, but the game I'm going for is Fallout Shelter.
What a game!
And I can see you smiling.
Yeah, mate, I loved. I think I try to remember what the video was. I can't mind if it was it was either ranking my 100 platinums, or it was like the end of year review, and I talked about Fallout Shelter. And mate, I loved Fallout Shelter. See, when I played it, because it was just like my wee thing where it's like, right, every day, log in, PlayStation, do my wee Fallout Shelter dailies, get everything all sorted, and then just think about it the next day. Like jump on,
Very
10,
mobile
15
game.
minutes. Yeah, I mean, it is a mobile game that get ported, but
Yeah.
mate, it's just something fun that you just check in on every day. But you didn't like it.
It's not that I don't like it. I thought it was quite fun for what I played of it, and I did it as part of my I got a platinum in every genre challenge video, right? And
Did you?
because it's simulator, it's a simulator, right? That's what it's classed as, or simulation, one of the
Probably
two.
could be classed as a simulation.
Class was one of those, right? And there's maybe I'll get a bit of hate for this one, but you can change the time and date settings on PlayStation to fast forward into the future.
Yeah.
So you can speed up the trophy. I honestly don't know how long it would take if you did it legit by logging in every day. But
We can check. I done it legit.
okay, we can check.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. But like PSN Profiles recommends 40 hours, and I'm pretty sure the 40 hours would be doing it with this almost bypass where you can just skip a day and like collect your materials like quicker. And I'm 2 trophies away from the platinum, but I think from doing that cheat method, this is what you get for cheating, kids. It just glitched out 2 of the trophies, so I need to complete 100 objectives and then also defend myself from 50 raider attacks. And I don't know how many objectives I've done, but I've got to a point where I can't progress them because when I send my little person out to the wasteland to collect things, they just come back empty-handed, like it is a bug. Like just come back with nothing.
Yeah.
So I can't complete objectives, and there's not a tracker to know how far away you are either, which is really frustrating because they've got a tracker for everything, like how many birds, as like you can get pets in it, like how many pet birds you've got. Don't know how helpful that is, but apparently it doesn't track objectives. And then of course the defeating 50 raiders is RNG.
Yeah,
So
you just
we
need to
all
wait.
yeah, we all love that and love RNG, don't we? But if you put your vault down to certain conditions, like under 30 people or 30 people or something, they're more likely to invade you. And I was so deep into forums trying to find out how to get this, like get the raider attacks, left my console on overnight and the number didn't budge. So I just think from me doing the time skip, I essentially glitched the game out of things spawning for me. So
Yeah, because I've looked up my Fallout Shelter. So PSN Profiles says I done it in 2 months, 15 hours. So pretty much 2 months bang on. And then Pocket PSN, if you use that actually goes in and like pulls your time, which is 66 hours and 37 minutes of gameplay for Fallout Shelter. That's how long it took.
That's not too bad. I thought it was going to take a lot longer, actually.
Nah, mate, see, just like going on in like 15,
Yeah.
20 minutes, something like that every day. And then sometimes it's like you would like grind out a load of missions and stuff like that. But mate, it's just thought it'd be simple game. See, just one, like, it doesn't
really,
take a lot of
really
brain
simple.
power or anything. You're
Really
just
simple.
put it on, you don't even think. You just roll it.
I mean, there can be some difficult sections when you're like doing the missions, but it's not like it's the end of the world. Like, if your character was to die, you could just put the Nuka-Colas on if you wanted to pay money as well, because it's got microtransactions.
I think
Not like I'm recommending that.
I never done the missions until like the very end. So it's like I already had like all the like pure maxed out character stats, the power armor, the laser weapons. Like my wee guys were kitted out and then just like beating up rad scorpions and homeless men. So I just cakewalked the missions.
So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have played it if I wasn't doing that challenge, and
What did you do instead?
Oh, that's a great question.
It was the other simulation game. What did you swap it out for?
I honestly don't know, actually. This is a good point for everyone to go and watch the video on my main channel, and then come back and tell me what the game was. I honestly can't remember what it was.
I reckon we don't look it up. We'll let somebody do it for us. Get
Yeah,
that view in.
let somebody do the deep diving and get me a view on that
Yeah.
on that video. But yeah,
How long ago
really
was that?
easy. Oh, I did it over summer, so it's probably about 4 or 5 months ago.
Yeah,
I remember
feels like ages ago.
Yeah, it was one of those moments where like I had like thinking about making the light bulb. I was like, I've just thought of the new 30 platinums in 30 days, like the new thing for YouTubers to do. Like, I thought it was a sick idea. Obviously, I'm very biased,
Mate, I
but
thought it was a sick idea as well. I was like, I'll be stealing this.
yeah, like I was like, I just need to get this out. But obviously, there's quite a few genres on the. I based it off the PS
Yeah, the
store, so I haven't
PlayStation
genres
store.
as there. But yeah, I was in a constant state of stress since I thought of the challenge until the video finally released. Because I was like, if one of the big dogs in the YouTube community releases this, I'm actually going to cry because this could be my moment to shine
Yeah.
with a unique idea for once. But yeah, but that's my easiest game that I should have platinums. You know, if it's kind of grindy, I can go. I think if I wanted to do it, I'd need to delete my save and start fresh, and I'm just not prepared to go through it again. I'm
Yeah.
just done.
All that base building again.
Yeah, just done, finished, finito.
There's not many easy platinums that I've gave up on. Because I think, see, like, especially back in the day, it was like a platinum was a platinum. Whereas now I'm at the stage where it's like quality over quantity. Like, I've hit my 100 platinums. That was like the mark that I always wanted to hit, was get triple digits. And now it's like, I don't really care how many I've got. So it's like Call of the Sea. Like, it would have took 2 hours, but I'm like, I don't want it on my platinum list.
Yeah, do you not worry about your completion rate? You just not care like me.
No, I don't care. I've thought about like maybe as like a video idea, going back and like seeing how high I can get it in like the space of a month. Let's see if I can like fix it. But it's like, mate, I'd need to go back and play so many PS3 games, and then it's like the idea of like forcing myself to play games that I don't want to play.
Yeah, and especially if there's unobtainable ones of like multiplayer shit. I know a lot of servers have gone down on PlayStation 3.
Yeah, but I'm curious as to what everybody else has gave up on. Like, what's the easiest platinum that they've just went?
Yeah. And as well, it can be sort of in your opinion as well. Sort of, I guess we've used the structure of PlayStation profiles 1 to 10 scale, but you know, I'm sure there's probably games that are 5 out of 10 or 6 out of 10 that some people could find easy but just gave up with.
Yeah, mate, one of the easiest Call of Duty platinums I ever got was the COD 4 remake. And I remember watching Adam McDermott's video on it, and I think it took him like months. Like, he gets stuck on one of the missions. So he playing it on Veteran. And I was like, mate, I don't even like remember this being like a section of the game that was like difficult. But it's like he gets stuck on it for ages, and I was like, I was like, it's wild. Like, you can get stuck on shit like that. But then it's like he's done games that I would probably not be able to do.
I was gonna say we're both first person shoot, like we're good at them. That's what we've our bread and butter of what we've
grew up
grown up on. Yeah, so like you play a veteran campaign, you go, oh yeah, that was a piece of piss, and then someone that's never played a shooter game like really struggle, and it's like, okay, yeah, like it makes sense. And as you said, if we was to play a game that Adam is really good in, we'd probably really struggle. And
he done
easy.
Metal Gear Solid 2, which like, mate,
okay, nice.
and 4, mate, and 4 as well. And I'm like, mate, I want to try and get them done eventually, but it's like, that's going to be brutal, like, to get them done. But the fact he's done it and then he's like struggling on COD, I was like, what the fuck, man? Like, what is going on here?
Definitely seems like Metal Gear's harder, arguably.
Mate, solid. But what have you been up to then? What have you been playing? Because Dragon Ball came out. We mentioned that last episode.
It did. Dragon Ball Sparkling came out, Sparkling Zero, and it's been good. Everyone's really positive about it, and I actually think I might have a problem because I'm not shitting on it, but I'm holding it to the exact standard of Lollipop Chainsaw. I know they're different games. Obviously, I've had my rant about it on the pod last week and made a main channel video about how bad it is. And one of the things,
video that I've still not finished.
Yeah, well, but anyway, like I talked as one of the points about quality, and sort of like the rendering of things, and if it's like a little bit pixelated. And the Dragon Ball game is flawless, but there's just a few things when you're sort of transitioning from sections, like from a cutscene, like a still cutscene, to like a video cutscene. Like the still picture cutscenes look a little bit like not pixelated, but just not as good as like the CG. It's not even CGI, but like the in-engine sort of generated cutscene.
Yeah,
it's such a tiny thing, and it's like, I just thought I'd flag it because I've not really seen anybody talk about it. But like apart from that, it's been really good. I'm really enjoying it. it's quite difficult because obviously I'm not really the biggest, fighter genre person, but I've not lowered the difficulty like a true Saiyan.
With difficulty on normal.
Well, there's literally just the normal difficulty, then you can lower it down to easy, I think. So I've just kept it on the default difficulty, which
What is the
is
last game you played on easy? See, now you've mentioned that. Because I can't think of the last game I played on easy. Because I went through like a wee phase. See, when I was like younger, and it was like, if you don't play it on hard, then you're a bitch, pretty much. But now I'm kind of like, mate, I just don't care.
I always play games on normal, to be honest. I
Yeah,
play
I'm the
games on
same.
normal because I want to enjoy the story and not
Yeah.
like I don't mind doing the challenge afterwards, sort of thing.
I feel like
But I
normal's what the
normally just do
game's
normal.
made on, kind of thing. Like, that's the way
Yeah.
to experience the game. Apart from Last of Us.
Trying
Last of Us on. Not Grounded. I think Grounded's a bit too much, but Survivor difficulty. I feel like that's the way that game was made for.
Yeah, speaking of, I'm streaming the Last of Us on Grounded, and that is a
Still.
in- interesting experience. Still on it. I've just finished the section where Joel has his injury, and like you do the section as Ellie in the snow.
Yeah.
I've just finished that, and I've woken up as Joel, so that's where I'm at. It's 69% according to the PlayStation tracker thing,
Nice.
where I'm at in the game. But yeah, I've died way over 200 times on Grounded, which is a bit embarrassing.
Mate, I don't know how many I had. Good thing I never kept a count of.
Yeah, but I don't think I've had any platinum since the last podcast. I've literally just been playing Dragon Ball. I've only played Goku's campaign. I've just started Vegeta's. I think Goku's is probably the longest. So moved on to Vegeta's, and then playing a bit of FIFA in the background as well, just sort of in between. When I've got 15 minutes here and there. Then obviously The Last of Us on stream. Slowly chugging away at The Evil Within 2 as well.
Oh, I forgot
But
about
yeah, I've just not really had enough time to sit down and properly play it. So hopefully I'll actually sit down and get the platinum for that. But what about yourself? What
that.
you
Well,
been?
first
you
I
been up
wanted
to?
to ask, see, going back to Dragon Ball,
Yeah.
has it lived up to the hype? Because I remember at the end of the first episode, you were looking forward to it, and then the end of the second one, you were like looking forward to it as well.
Mm.
And you were like talking about like the different stories and it's like alternate timelines and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I just one question, has it lived up to the hype? Because you were like buzzing for it.
I think so. I think it's lived up to the hype 100%. I would definitely say buy the game if you're a Dragon Ball fan. Like, people have waited 17 years for this entry to the franchise, and
Is that how long?
yeah, that's how long since the last Budokai game was, sort of PS2. I think it's 2007, the last one, Budokai 3. So yeah, I think it lives up to the hype. It's, with the exception of Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, which is obviously a story RPG game, which I think is amazing. This is probably the game that fans wanted because it generally does have everything you can think of, like every single character you can think of, with the exception of a couple, but I think they'll probably be introduced in updates and DLC as well.
Right.
So yeah, it covers all of the story. You've got your branching paths. They don't really do too much, sort of thing, but it's interesting to see. There's nice interactions between characters, like they have, I think it's called banter scenes, where they sort of interact with each other, which is pretty cool. And there's a scene in one of the recent Dragon Ball Super movies, Broly, where Broly's got like Goku's head and he's like slamming it against the cliff face. Like, I don't know if you can imagine just someone like rubbing someone's face while they're flying, like one of those scenes. And you can actually like recreate, if you're fighting as those two in the game, he's like, his special move actually sort of does that, whereas like for other characters he doesn't. So it's they've thought of everything in the tiny details and the fan service. Like, it's really good.
That's so cool that you can like recreate scenes for like the show and stuff like that.
Yeah, mate, there's like, I've not really delved too much into what there is to offer. I've literally only played the campaign so far, but you can do like custom battles as well, and then upload them online for other people to play, which endless hours of fun, because I'm sure that people are going to create some crazy custom fights to do.
What's the platinum looking like?
Oh, dead easy.
Oh, is that
Dead easy. Yeah, you need to play 100 online matches, but you don't need to win them. You just need to play
you
them.
just need to get your ass beat. Ideal.
Yeah, oh mate, I was getting my butt kicked the other night, and so much so, like, I was in the Dragon Ball mindset, like, a Saiyan never gives in. They always sort of keep going and keeps pushing. It's a bit cringe, but I was just in that
Mate, I know
mindset.
nothing about Dragon Ball.
Yeah, essentially, like I saw, like it's in response to like Twitter as well, because people were talking about people rage quitting on the online matches, and they're like, the entire point of Dragon Ball Z is you may not be very good, but you train, you work hard, and you get better. So it's like, why are people, if you're a fan of it, why are you rage quitting? Accept the loss, learn, get better, fight again. So I kind of had that mindset in me. This guy was kicking my butt, like 4 or 5 games without response. Like he was using Goku Ultra Instinct, so he wasn't even changing his character, where I was like messing about because I don't know what's good.
And you're like experimenting kind of thing.
Yeah, we'll use that as an excuse, but I generally was. But he was really good, in fairness to him. He just kept putting me in a spin cycle, and so much so, like I messaged him after the game. I was like, mate, you're actually like really, like, not even being sarcastic, because I'm quite sarcastic. I was like,
Yeah.
you're actually like really sick. Like those combos were disgusting. Like, put a little fire emoji. And as I was sending the message, he sent me a friend request as well, and he's like, fair play to you sticking in, and like just chopped off a little bit. And I was like, that's what gaming's about. It's so wholesome. Like,
Yeah.
I could have been really toxic and like sent him a message like, get a life, loser, touch grass. Not like I would, but you receive that stuff all the time on FIFA, and it's to the point we just had that mutual respect for
Yeah.
each other. I'm a bit scared to play them though. I need to practice. That's why I
mate.
said I'm gonna practice before I fight you again.
Yeah, UFC was bad. See for getting like hate messages when you beat people. Like, mate,
Maybe it's just the EA thing.
I get some bad messages on that one. Somebody called, I can't say the word that I get called, but somebody called me a homosexual slur, and I get a fucking ban for it. I get a warning. I was like, I never even done anything, and I took the screenshot.
Really?
Yeah, it was like warning, blah 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 blah. I might put the picture up on the screen, but I get called it. I never done anything. We went. It's a fight, right? Obviously, it's UFC, so we go to touch gloves, and then he takes me down. Oh no, sorry, never take me down. He like head kicked me and rocked me, and I was like, right, guess what's happening now? I'm humping your leg. I'm just gonna lie on top of you for the next 15 minutes, and this is your punishment. So that's what I done. Get called a slur, and I'm the one that got in trouble for it. So, but I'll need to remember and put the picture up.
It's really easy now to get people banned. I say banned. Yeah, no, like banned on PlayStation messages. Like,
Yeah, I think it said it's like, if it happens again, you get banned. And I'm like, mate, I've got so much money spent on this account. Well, I will legit cry if this gets fucking banned.
But yeah, no, I've turned off my messages as well, so people can't send me like hate messages, because that's all people do, don't they? They just send you awful things. But
I had to turn it back on for the Battlefield 3 boosting, but I need to remember and turn it off.
Yeah,
I need to turn that off.
I turned mine on for a bit recently, then got that hate message, and then I was like, yeah, screw this, like just turning it off, because I beat somebody at FIFA. I was like, come on, it's just a game. Just like, I've maybe when I was a kid, I would have given a bit of abuse down the mic on COD, but I feel like that was just the generation of COD on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. Like, everyone was just a whiny teenager. I don't think I've ever, as an adult, messaged someone to be like, I don't know, like if they've really beat you at something, to be like, oh, you're shit, go touch grass. Do you know what I mean? I've never just get on with my life.
Yeah.
It's just weird behavior. But one of my mates from uni was, it must have been around 2020 when PlayStation updated their like guidelines for messaging, because he would always get somebody message him either on Fortnite or FIFA, like a rage message, and then he would like bait them into sending him like actual more abuse, and then he would report them and get them like a 30-day ban. And I was just like, mate, you're actually so evil.
That's one thing, I've never reported people.
Mate, I do it all the time. I'm a proper Karen. I'm just like, yeah, like, you shouldn't say that. Shouldn't.
No, mate, I've never reported anybody, I don't think. Mate, even that guy, like, I never even report. Like, I think that doesn't make sense. Like, how did I, like, see if I reported him and then it got like flagged or something. But it's like, how did PlayStation even pick it up? You know what I mean?
Maybe he reported you. I honestly don't know how they do. They see everything.
Because it was literally, he called me the slur, and I said, why no touch gloves? That was my response.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, back on topic.
Moving on.
That's all you've been playing then? Nothing else?
Yeah, no, nothing else. I picked up a couple games as well. I picked up, I guess the exclusive YouTube viewers will get to see this. Still in case as well. If you're on Spotify, I'm showing up to the screen the Final Fantasy pixel collection thing. It's the it's an anniversary edition as well, so you may notice it's got 2 languages sort of on the front. I don't know how well people will see, they might have to zoom, but this game came out last year.
Case is broke already.
I just dropped the case on the floor. Anyway, the game came out about a year ago. Like it remastered like Final Fantasies 1 to 6 and just popped them on a disc or digital download. And it came out last year, I believe, and sold out. Just because obviously physical copies sell out nowadays because they don't make. It's not Call of Duty, is it? They don't make loads of them. And copies for that are like in the thousands of pounds.
Are they?
For sealed copy, yeah. Sealed copies of that Final Fantasy Classic are like thousands, like high thousands as well. I don't know when this one came out, but they sort of got another batch of it on physical and like re-released it in a way. Same game from last year, but the only difference with this one is it's got, I don't know what language it is. It's got English and another language on the front, which
Japanese,
I mean, as a
maybe?
collector, no, it's like a European language. It looks like.
Oh,
I
did you
don't
buy
know
it
which.
off Amazon?
Yeah, but I
Oh,
did a
mate.
bit of
Amazon sends you
but
random stuff.
no, I did a bit of research and I looked on I looked everywhere in the UK and all of the copies were the same. So I think it's the batch just has 2 languages on it. Like that's just it for this next batch of games. And I looked on eBay, and I think I picked up for £54. I think maybe down from 60 something. So it's on a bit of a 10% sale, which I think is reasonable. You may be able to get it cheaper digitally. So a 50 quid game, let's say. I checked eBay because I was curious about the original first wave of the collection, the ridiculous pricing. But people are trying to sell the one that's got 2 languages on for like 120 quid. And I'm just like, you donuts. Like people, it's not out of stock. Like people can buy it.
You
There's
can
so
still
many
go into
copies.
Argos and grab it.
Yeah, I just hope nobody falls for that trap, because as a collector, arguably you just want one language on your copy, sort of thing. But I just wanted to get a physical copy of it before it sold out again. So I guess I've got the second edition, as
Yeah.
Pokemon collectors would say. But I'm also tempted to pick up, what is it? Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League? Is that the game?
Yeah, I seen a
Yeah.
Flat Bros video on that when it first came out,
Yeah.
and it did not look fun. It seemed brutal.
I don't know. It seemed interesting. I feel like with patches and stuff, it could be better. I don't know the status in now. I saw an advert for season 3, so it seems like there should be more content, and maybe the grind for the platinum's a bit easier. But I've always said on stream, like, when it gets to £20, I'll get it. And then I think I said, when it's under £15, I'll get it. And on the PlayStation Store, it's like £13 or £14. And I saw it and I was like, it's so cheap, where if it is generally rubbish, it's basically a tenner.
Yeah, you think
Like,
they're just
I'm
pulling
not
the trigger?
fussed. Yeah, so I think I may pick that up as well. Yeah, that's all me. I'll be quiet for a little bit.
I've got my first platinum since we started the podcast. So a nice wee round
Let's
of
go.
applause, please. Platinum
Get them W's in
132.
chat.
Assassin's
Ooh,
Creed Mirage, finally got it finished up. It took 10 hours for the cleanup, and see, it's like you need to open all the wee chests, mate. Some of them were brutal. See, like, try to figure out how to do it, and then I was like, fuck this, I just need to look it up online, try and figure it out. But
I didn't even remember that was a requirement.
Yeah, mate, you need to just
I've erased
100%
it
the map.
Erased it from my brain.
Yeah. But my pal recommended this show Brassic to me. So that helped me get through it, just powering through, just kind of like switching my brain off, getting all the big collectibles, watching the show.
How many episodes or seasons have you been through while on that 10-hour cleanup?
I've finished 3 seasons, and I think it's 6. I think it's 6 episodes a season. It's like 40 minutes.
Episodes on it.
Yeah, it's like 40 minutes an episode. But I don't know
wouldn't
how far
have
I
brain
got.
capacity to do that.
Oh,
Like, when I'm doing, no, like, I do it, but like when I'm doing it, I'll watch like a 20-minute sitcom, because I, like, for instance, like I've watched like Brooklyn Nine-Nine or The Big Bang, not hundreds, but like a good few times. So it's like, if I miss something because I need to focus on the game, I'm not exactly missing a story point.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
No, yeah, I'm the same with, see, like, Still Game. I don't know if you know what that show is, because you're in England now. It's like a
Film
classic.
game.
Yeah, it's like a classic Scottish comedy, and it's like 20-minute episodes. But it's like, mate, that's one of the ones where it's like, see, most people in Scotland, like they've seen every episode so many times. It's on
Yeah.
Netflix, but it's like my kind of comfort. I guess you call it like a comfort show, where it's like you just put it on in the background.
Yeah. Out of interest, do you have a different Netflix to England, or is it just
Nah,
the
you
UK
get
as a whole?
it's Netflix UK and Ireland.
Okay, so we
Yeah.
do get the same shows.
Yeah, so you can watch Still Game. I don't know if you'd like it, but mate, it's a good show. See when like people move to Scotland, like see especially like you hear it all the time. Like see when players would move to Scotland to like play for Celtic, they would tell
Yeah.
them like watch Still Game, and then you understand like the humour here, like try and learn the accent kind of thing.
Ah, I get you.
So it gets recommended to like people that come here. But mate, class show. Anyway, Assassin's Creed
Moving on.
Mirage, finished that up. Then I get another platinum, so 2 platinums in the 1 week. Your boy was busy. Resistance Retribution, which is like a PSP game that got ported. And it's on PS Plus Classic. But it's one of the ones where it's like, I've just been chipping away, like doing like 2-3 missions or something like that. It's a bad game, right? That's like, there's no way to sugarcoat it. It's not a good game. But it's one of the ones where it's like you just chip away on it, and it's like, I'll come back to this in like a week, chip away, come back in a week. Because all you need to do is beat the story. It's not like a difficult platinum or anything. You're just playing through the
That
story.
was going to be my question. Is it easy?
Oh yeah, it's super easy. You just play through it. But I played through it on normal, and I kind of wish I played through it on easy, because there's a few sections that are kind of difficult. And see, because I wasn't like pure loving the game. I was like,
Just going to get through it.
yeah, I was like, this is kind of pushing me. Like, I'm thinking of just uninstalling and just leaving it here. But I don't even know what the platinum difficulty rating on it is. I never checked. It's one of the ones where it's like most PlayStation Classic games I feel like are pretty easy platinums.
Yeah, fairly straightforward, because they make the trophy lists like unique as well for the game, so I don't think they do anything too hard with
Yeah,
them.
and see, the thing I love about it is the rewind function. Have you played many of the classic
Yes.
games?
I don't have premium at the moment, so I've not used that function. I think I may have. There's a pinball game, right? I don't know what it's called, but I feel like that may have had the rewind function. I think it was a PS3 game, because like one of the backgrounds for the pinball machine is like Nathan Drake. So maybe at some point, I don't know what it's called. I think the only time I've used the rewind function was that when I missed my pinball shot.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't have premium anymore. I've just got. Is it extra?
Yeah, extra.
Just
Essential,
got extra.
extra, premium. That's the way it goes. But mate, see when it gets to like, so it's like you pay for like the whole year for PlayStation.
Mm.
See when you've got like 3 months left or something like that, and it's like you can upgrade to premium for like £8 or something like that, and it gives you access to all the games, and most of them are easy platinums. It's usually what I do. Then I go, alright, okay, I'll upgrade, because then it's like I'm paying whatever £10 to access all these games that are like £7-8 each on their own if you want to buy them. So
Do you buy your membership yearly?
I buy it yearly, but I buy extra, and then like I said, I'll upgrade it after a few months,
Right.
just 'cause it's
Okay,
cheaper.
yeah. That's what I do. Just buy it yearly. I've seen some people that have so many years stacked, because you could stack, couldn't you? Before they changed
Yeah,
the
I was
structure.
about to say, I think they changed that, but it was like people were just stacking it. Same with Xbox.
Mm.
People had
Yeah.
stacked it for like 10, 15 years. It's like, mate, your
Crazy.
account's about to get banned because some wee guy called you a slut. But imagine you sink all that money in, and then you just get banned. It'd be brutal.
Fuming. Absolutely fuming. It's not like chat support would even help you anyway.
Oh mate, PlayStation support's useless. But I think that's pretty much it for what I've been playing. But Tomb Raider trilogy, they announced
How'd you go on?
4, 5, 6. So I was like, in honour of that, I'll start Tomb Raider trilogy. And I lasted about 5-10 minutes. And I was like, you know what? Mate, it's one of the ones, see playing it, I'm like, this is so nostalgic. But at the same time, I was like, I just can't be arsed.
Was it shit? Oh.
It's kind of janky. It's like, you forget how kind of awkward it is. And it's not got the rewind function. So it's like, see when you die, you need to start from the beginning of the level again. So like, I messed up a jump.
That's awful.
And then I just got my arse tore up by a bear. And I was like, you know what? This is a good place to end it. I'll play something else. Mate, if it had the rewind function.
You gonna go back to it or not?
Yeah, I need to. Yeah, because I wanted to. I guess I did in the last episode. I wanted to do every single Tomb Raider game. So I
Yeah.
want like the OGs. I want the new trilogy. I want the PS3 trilogy. I want to get them all done. But it's like that's ages away. Like there's so many like game series that I want to do. But
I didn't realize there were
happen.
so many games on PS1 or like 1 to 6 in total. Never knew they had that many. It makes
Yeah, there's
sense,
loads.
but
Mate, Tomb Raider
never
was
realised.
massive. Seeing like the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s. Like Tomb Raider was. She was that. She
people
was
just
the mascot.
Yeah, just thirsting for more polygon
Those
boobs.
big triangles.
Goodness,
The
I
big-
bet the fans of the originals loved the new mocap.
Yeah. Mate, I just loved it as a wee guy locking the butler in the freezer. That was my jam. Did you ever play Tomb Raider?
I did not.
No, Tomb Raider 2. You could like cut about Lara's house and a wee butler would follow you everywhere, just like shuffling. But you could like lure him into the freezer and then quickly run out and push a button and just trap him in the freezer. And that was him.
Was it like Resident Evil with like is it Mr. X, where he just follows you and hits you, or is he just
No, he
following
doesn't.
you
He's
for
just a
fun?
butler. He's just
Oh right, I see.
carrying the tea, following you. He's a nice old man, but
Oh, he's a nice guy, right?
yeah, he's a nice guy. But that's why I put him in the freezer. Was
You made him sound like he was like a scary, massive, massive butler,
mate, he is, but
creepy butler.
He is an old shriveled up man, just walking around with a wee
Oh,
tray.
what?
Mate, anybody that played Tomb Raider 2 back in the day, they know what I'm talking about. That old man get put in the freezer. Don't know how he survived, but he goes in
Is
the
there a
freezer.
trophy for putting him in the freezer now?
Oh, there's got to be, I'd imagine. So I've not looked at the trophy list, to be honest.
You know, surely they're easy ones to do, no? Easy platinums, maybe.
Nah. I looked at the trophy guide and it was a 6 out of 10. And I was like,
Ooh,
I wish I'd seen that before I bought it, but because I think it's
with
multiple
with that
playthroughs. you need.
jank as well.
Yeah, and like I said, mate, see if it had the rewind function, like the classic games, that'd be
Would
cool.
be fun.
But I guess it's
It
going to be
doesn't.
brutal. I think it's going to be
Play it the way
different.
it's meant to be played.
Yeah, like back in
Earn that
'96.
platinum. All right, moving on then. So this is where we have the opportunity to go a little bit viral, right? When we clip this down into a TikTok and YouTube short. So it's almost like a would you rather, and I think it started off months ago with like how many beers you drink, how many miles you'd run, how many donuts you'd eat, and something else. And essentially, we've got a set of numbers, so 6, 12, 18, 24. And what you do is you say which one you would spend 6 on, 12 on, 18 on, and 24, right? So you can see the image on screen. So in the top left of the screen, don't worry if you're on Spotify as well, we will explain what we're talking about here as well. So on the top left, we've got an image that essentially you need to put the number in. So X number, random number of game crashes when going for a trophy. So let's use 6 for an example. You have 6 random encounters when trying to get a specific trophy, right? There's no real time scale for that. So the 6 could, all happen at once, or it could happen over a day of playing, right? The next one we have in the top right is X amount of hours spent boosting for a trophy. So like a multiplayer game. So we've got a classic LAN party there.
Boosting
And then-
with randoms.
With randoms, yes, forgot that one. Boosting with randoms. So be careful the number you pick for that, because not all of them, but a lot of boosting with randoms can be painful, especially if you're not communicating. The next one in the bottom left then is a calendar, and that is how many platinums would you get, or sort of you have to get within a month. And then in the bottom right, we've got some dice, and that is the amount of hours spent waiting for an RNG trophy to pop. Hopefully that makes sense. Does that make sense to you, right?
Yeah,
Or
so
do you want to explain it a bit more?
you've got 4 numbers, 6, 12, 18 and 24, and that's pretty much how many hours you want to spend on each subject, I guess you would say. And it's
Yeah, subject.
how many crashes do you want to deal with going for a trophy? How many hours boosting randoms, platinums in a month, and hours spent on an RNG trophy? And
Of course, do let us know in the comments what your options would be, and if you disagree with what we're going to say. Do you want to kick off with you've not really thought about this, have you? Because I've not.
Nah, I've not really thought about it a whole lot, but I'm thinking hours on RNG has to be 6 because I cannot stand RNG.
Yeah, I think 6 at. Mm,
See, just
but
waiting.
boost in
waiting.
with randoms.
But boosting with randoms is a coin toss. And if it comes to it, you can take charge. I had to do that Dead
Alright.
Rising 2. Dead Rising
Valid.
2, I had
Valid,
some brain dead motherfuckers on like, helping me. And then, but none of them had ever boosted before. And the guy that was in charge didn't know what he was doing. And I was like, eventually
Time to let
after
him
like
off.
30 minutes, an hour, I was like, right, I'm taking control. I'll organise everything. And then we got it done. So you can take charge. But then you can also meet some people that are an absolute pain. So it's just...
Yeah, I've had some awful experiences. As have you.
Yeah. We've both had
Oh,
some. I think anybody that's... If you've boosted multiple times, you know what we're talking about.
You're gonna get some stinkers. You're also gonna get some great people. Because there's really good people in the community as well. But right, so 6 hours on an RNG trophy, is that, are you locking that one in?
I feel like... Yeah, mate, because I can't imagine like even like 12 hours. Imagine sitting there 12 hours just waiting for a thing to pop.
And as well, right? You don't. The game is subjective as well, so it could be anything. Like you could be playing an open world game, maybe, so it's not as bad. Or you could be like what I was doing in the Walking Dead Survival Instinct, reloading a checkpoint for like 2 hours, 2.5 hours. So I think reloading a checkpoint for 6 hours for an RNG trophy does sound like a nightmare. So I mean, I'm actually inclined to agree with you on that one.
Yeah, I feel like
6 hours spent on an RNG trophy.
I feel like it has to be that one. Alright,
Right.
but you did the 12. I reckon we go back and forth. We jump between us.
Yeah,
So
back
you
and
take
forth.
the 12. What you going for
Yeah.
12?
It's awkward because the number of platinums you get within a month. I do also just want to stress this: no shovelware for that.
Ah, mate.
Because no, come on, knocking out 24 shovelwares in 24 minutes kind of takes the fun away from that. You can sprinkle in a couple of shovelware games, but it can't be the whole amount of platinums. I think that's a fair stipulation.
Damn. You just fucked up my
Because
plan.
no, because you could do the other ones and then it'd be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do 24 platinums in a month, but it's gonna take me 30 minutes. Like, so I'm putting the hammer down on that one. Minimal shovelware. So, right. So, random game crashes when going for a trophy. That one could be brutal because again, there's no real time scale. It just has to happen for the amount
Just a
of that
trophy
number.
or the platinum?
I think a trophy, right? Because I think the
Right, okay.
frustrating point of this is, I don't know. Let's say you're doing a level on a game for a trophy, but like it could crash at any point. So you could get a crash instantly, or you could get a crash like 75% of the way through. Just a rand. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I think if for a trophy like that, makes that one a bit just frustrating. Again, I think I'm going to leave the platinums within a month semi-high. I think boosting with randoms could also be a semi-high number because, as you said, it is a coin toss. So I think I'm going to lock in with 12 as my random game crashes when going for a trophy.
Nah, I'd
Because
need
I
to go
think any
plats in a
more,
month. I would need to go plats in a month.
I think I would lose my head if it's anything over 12. When if the game kept crashing, I would on like if it happens. Even if it happens 6 times, I'd be fuming, let alone 12 times.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
mate, I'm going to need to buy a new monitor. Like, it's getting put in. But, like, platinum's in a month. Like, you got to see, like, between work and, like, social life. Like, mate, it's, like, because you've got rid of shovelware, it's, like...
yeah, but there's still loads of games that you can do walking sims that take 1 to 2 hours.
But then...
That's not shovelware.
I think we're about to get into the debate of what shovelware is.
We are.
That's
I
the
think
way we're heading.
it is the way we restructure it. The game has to be over an hour. There we go. Under an hour is shovelware. Good
I'm
to
trying.
me. I just think of the click games as shovelware, but I do recognize that a walking sim is also shovelware to an extent, but it does offer you a chilled out experience that people like. I just think a clicker game or like a graphic novel where you just skip the story and get a platinum in 10 minutes is shovelware.
I'm trying to think then.
So yeah, you're
'Cause I
you're
was thinking, see
disagreeing
when you
with
get,
12 game crashes. You're
see when you
disagreeing with
said
that
no
one.
shovelware, I was like, right, then it
Hmm.
needs to be 12 platinums in a month. That's what I was thinking. Because I was thinking, like, no shovelware, so it's like 5 to 6 hour platinums. And then you need to get that so many times spread out in a month in between work.
Have you done 30 platinums in 30 days? Have you done that challenge?
Nah, I don't think I could.
No.
Nah.
I mean, that is the thing. Obviously, we do need to take into account content creation, work. You like, not you, I've already said content creation, but yeah, work. Obviously, having fun with your life and also getting platinums. But I don't know. I'm looking in 12 game crashes.
Nah, I'm going plats a month. Give me 12 platinums in a month. Well, this is where we'll disagree.
This is where we're disagreeing. I mean, we can't agree all the time, can we?
Nah. I don't mean I ain't even like a pure get a pure amazing social life or anything. I'm just like, fuck, force myself for that many platinums. I don't think I could.
I mean, I hear it, but you'll be surprised what you can do when you lock in. And like, if you, I mean, it's a challenge. It becomes a challenge at that point where it's kind of fun. So you go, right, I got a spreadsheet of games, varying in hours, probably on the shorter side, and you're like, okay, right, this week I'm going to get 4 platinums. They're 2 hours each. Like, like if you do get spare time, how long do you find that you're gaming for?
Just depends.
Because there's probably more time you think. Like, you'd be surprised how many platinums you could smash out that aren't shovelware, but still on the shortish side.
I think it's also just the idea like forcing yourself to play games you don't want to play.
Yeah, that is true. But I mean, in an ideal world, you would platinum games that interest you, hopefully that are short.
I don't know how many of them there would be though. That's the thing. But
Yeah, I mean,
we're agreeing to disagree.
yeah,
You're going. What is it you're going? Crashes.
12, yeah, random game crashes for a trophy. Because, mate, imagine you're just about to pop the trophy. To be fair, it could be the platinums. It doesn't matter. Like, just imagine you're about to pop the trophy. You're at the finish line, and you just get an error has occurred on the following application.
Nah, it wouldn't bother me because I know how many crashes I'm getting.
Oh,
Because I know I'm like, alright, I've got an hour left on this and I've still got 6 more crashes to go. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm just playing till it crashes that many times.
yeah, but mate, like imagine repeating a section of a game 12 times. It's just like it's boring and also frustrating.
Trying to think of what games I've played where it's just constantly crashed. See, to be fair, there was a game, what was it called? Ether 1, I think it was called. Mate, that game crashed constantly. And the scary thing with that was, see, when it crashed, there was like a chance it just wiped your save file. And that was like a walking sim. It's like a walking
Really?
sim with pure like weird puzzles where it was like the only way you could solve it was by watching a guide online. But mate, that must have crashed. I'd say more than 10, less than 20. So like ballpark, that's probably about where it was. But that was like the platinum as a whole, not just one trophy. Mate, I'll take 18 crashes going for a trophy.
You are a madman, Chris.
I'll take the crashes.
Mad
just because I
man.
know what I'm expecting.
I mean, fair enough. But right, I'm batting it back to you then. So you've said, oh wait, you've actually answered technically. Then you're going with 18 crashes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
18 crashes.
Well, I guess we're differing because we've said different answers. I think that I've only got 2 choices. Do I want to get 18 platinums in a month or 24 platinums in a month? Or do I want to spend 18 hours or 24 hours boosting with randoms?
I just went off screen now because we're on the big screen. I'm trying to find something because I'm curious. But
What are you trying to find?
I take notes on everything, right?
Yeah.
As I showed you earlier. But I took notes of when I done Batman Arkham Origins.
Yeah.
And mate, what is it, 24?
Yeah, 24.
Right,
How long did you spend
I
boosting?
don't know how well we can see this.
You may just need to
I'll just
take a
say it.
picture and
I'll just say it.
overload.
23
it.
hours and 25 minutes I spent. Mate,
Boosting with randoms.
boosting with randoms for the Arkham Origins. Mate,
But
literally
disclaimer,
just
that's
under.
not back to back, right? That's different sessions, right? Spread over.
Yeah, that's like
Yeah.
a week or something like that we smashed that out on. Mate, that
Yeah.
was the summer heat wave where it was like you literally couldn't go outside.
Do you know what? That number does sound disgusting, but if you break it up over 7 days, that's not too bad.
Yeah, that was during the summer, so I was off work, and then obviously it was too hot to go outside, so mate, literally just sat in, grinded it out. I think the two guys were American and Canadian that we done most of it with. But mate, 100%, like, give me the 18 crashes and give me the 24 hours boosting with randoms.
I was going to say, I'm going to go with 18 platinums in a month, and then that leaves my last answer being 24 hours boosting for a trophy of randoms.
Mate, it's funny we both went for the boosting, the 24 hour boosting, because it's like we're both
Yeah.
assuming it's going to be like easy, but it's like we'd end up getting somebody horrible. Like, I don't know if I mentioned it on the podcast last time, but when I was doing Battlefield 3 boosting, there was a guy just like arguing with his mum and dad in the background about Trump, just arguing about politics. Mate, there's like 8-9 people in the call, and everybody just went silent to listen to him. Just argue with his mum and dad about how Trump's the saviour and all this stuff. Yeah, absolutely loony.
Anyway, we're not a politics podcast.
Yeah, but if I get stuck with him for 24 hours, I'd eat a bullet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I mean, you could love Donald Trump. I know you probably don't, but that could have been the best 24 hours of your life.
Could have been.
Other flip of the coin, you know? So locking in our final answers then, we've both gone for
RNG.
6 hours of an RNG trophy. I've gone with 12 game crashes when going for a trophy, and you've gone for 12 platinums.
Yeah, I just feel like it'd be easier
in a month.
time-wise. Yeah, time-wise.
So then, well, we've branched off then. I've said I'd do 18 platinums in a month, where you've gone with 18 game crashes, which I just find mind-numbing, in all honesty.
The fact, because I know it's 18 crashes.
Are you going to go 24?
No, because I know it's 18 crashes, it's like I'm not going to be as annoyed. See, if it's like I'm going for a trophy and it's like, how many more crashes is going to happen in this piece of shit? Then I'm going to have my nut. But if I'm just playing it and I'm like, right, I've got 17 left, 16 crashes, 15, I'll take that easy. I don't think it'll bother me as much.
But there's no time limit on that one. You don't know when it's going to happen. You don't know when the next time it's going to happen.
You could waste so much time on the trophy, though.
Yeah, true. We should have maybe actually researched the trophy. Right. Anyway, and then the last one, then we are both willing to spend 24 hours boosting with random players, which, as you said at the start, is a coin flip whether it's going to be a good group or a bad group. And if you do split that over a week, 24 hours, it's only a few hours here and there, so it's not too bad. It's quite doable, and you could also switch up your boosting group, obviously just with different randomers as well. So yeah, that was pretty fun. I thought we may have disagreed, but we both have our reasons.
Yeah, I feel like it was actually surprisingly enjoyable, like kind of like thinking through it, try to figure it.
Maybe we tried doing this, maybe not every episode, but every other episode potentially, because it's obviously we need to think of topics, but I quite like that bit of trivia there.
Yeah, see, there's like a wee game kind of to play mid-podcast.
Yeah. See, I know that we said that we don't want to do quizzes and stuff, but this is a game. This is fun. This isn't a quiz, right?
No, this isn't a quiz.
Okay. So yeah, do let us know on the comment section as well what you would want to do for your 6, 12, 18 and 24 as well, because maybe you share the same opinions of us, maybe you don't. Would love to know as well. So moving on then to our next area then, and this is in anticipation of Call of Duty Black Ops 6, that at the time of listening to the podcast will actually be out. So the 25th, I believe.
Yeah, this will
25th of
drop
October.
the same day as
This,
Black Ops 6.
so yeah, I guess this is almost because we're making this a week in advance. Just because, of course, I'm abandoning Chris on
Yep, you're
holiday.
leaving it.
Mate, I'll send you a postcard. Don't you worry, son. Uh, but yeah, because we're doing this a week in advance, I don't think we really actually. Obviously, you brought up the point of talking about COD, but now it's kind of registered in my brain. It may have registered ages ago for you, but this is almost a COD special in a way because happy launch day for Call of Duty, right?
Yeah, I mean, I ain't buying it, but, happy
You're not.
launch
You're not
day.
buying it.
Nah, I'm not buying it. Nah. I
What's your
thought,
reason not for buying it?
I just don't like Call of Duty anymore. I don't like the kind of path that it's went down. I don't find it enjoyable anymore. I don't know how much I want to go into it in case it's a topic that we go into, but it's like I kind of
It's
fell away
respectable.
from COD and then went into Battlefield, and it's like going back to COD. It's just, and it's like you're going up against people that are pure ADHD that they're not, that are just doing mad shit, and it's like mate, I'm old, right? That's it. Cut
You
to the
wanna relax.
chase. I'm old. I can't compete with these young kids anymore. You know what I mean? Like back in the day,
Yeah, all their back pedals and scuff controllers and stuff.
mate, it's the slide cancelling and all that shit. I'm like, just let me kill people, man.
I think this will be Black Ops 6 will be the make or break COD. I mean, people say it every year, but COD goes in that weird cycle of you get a stinker of a game, i.e., the Modern Warfare 3 soft reboot. You get a stinker, you get a really good game, you get a mid game, bad game, good game. Like the COD cycle is a vicious cycle.
It used to be back in the day. It was like what developer you got. So it was like Infinity Ward, then you get Treyarch, and then Sledgehammer. I think was the three.
Yeah,
Then it's like Infinity Ward was like a shell of what it used to be. Because I think it was after Modern Warfare 2 they get rid of everybody. Or everybody
yeah.
left.
So I
I
mean,
can't remember exactly what it was.
I think the last one that came out was Sledgehammer, maybe. So we've now got Treyarch making it the Black Ops series, and then the one after should probably be Modern Warfare. So back to Infinity Ward potentially. So they could cook, they might not cook. Who knows? But I mean, I say it every year, but this is the last dance for me in COD. I don't think I'm going to get into multiplayer as much, but I'm going to try and get back into Warzone and start playing ranked again because I've not played it in so long. But that's because I know that Verdansk is on the horizon next year in March, so it's kind of a bit of initiative to actually get back into the COD spirit and hoping it's good. But let's get into our actual COD topic. Hopefully you're enjoying Black Ops 6 if you decided to pick it up as well. But I will be playing it hopefully day one or sort of close to launch. A lot of my buddies as well have like booked days off work on the Friday to play it, which I think is mate. I think it's so sick because it's not happened in years. I don't think the boys have been back gaming like that. Like we play pro clubs, but nobody's taking a day off work for FIFA.
Yeah.
Like I feel like Call of Duty, getting the boys together. I think the next time this will happen will probably be GTA 6, and maybe we'll take a week off work or something.
Yeah.
Just to play that. But yeah,
Have you ever
our
took time off work for a game?
Yeah, so earlier this year, actually, at the end of February, so because it was a leap year this year, right? I booked off a week from work to play Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and I actually didn't end up playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth for the whole week. I ended up going on holiday with my girlfriend, which was 10 times better than playing a game, as good as the game was. But it's like I sort of generated all this hype to be like, oh yeah, I've got a week off work. I'm going to be sort of, because Final Fantasy games are huge. Like the reason why I don't play such big like RPGs or JRPGs is because you need to sink hundreds of hours in them to even get anywhere. So I was like, right, a week off work, I can actually blitz through it and hopefully avoid any spoilers. And it's like, off to Amsterdam we're going, sort of thing. But do you know what I mean? It's the game's always going to be there. Real life experiences are so much more important. But I did technically book a week off work, but I think I only played about maybe three days, sort of over the weekend, maybe.
I think the only game I booked work off for was The Witcher 3. And that was because I loved The Witcher 2. And then Witcher 3 was coming out and I was just so buzzing for it. And mate, I played it on the hardest difficulty for my first playthrough. And it's one of the ones where it's see, when I was playing it, I was just like in that universe. Like it's so rare nowadays where it's like a game just like sucks
you in.
That. Yeah. But it made for that week I was Geralt with Rivia. Butcher of Blaviken, that was me. Just cutting about. beautiful, long, luscious white hair. But anyway, topic. Call of Duty games. We're going to go through them to celebrate Call of Duty Black Ops 6 coming out. We're going to do our first, our favourite, the worst, and then the most underrated. So we'll start with you. What was your first ever experience of Call of Duty?
So my first ever experience of COD was, it actually took me a moment to like think of the actual one I played, because I was tempted to say COD 4. I'm going to go into a story here. Sorry, everybody. But do you remember when Modern Warfare 2 came out and it was controversial for the no Russian mission?
Mm.
My parents wouldn't let me get it. So when it was that 2008?
2009.
Whenever Modern Warfare... All right, yeah. Whenever Modern Warfare 2 was relevant, my parents saw it on the news and were like, absolutely not, you're not playing this game. And obviously being a kid, you want to play the game everyone's playing. Prior to that on PlayStation 3, I hadn't played any other CODs. So they've went, right, compromise, we'll buy you the Modern Warfare, the first one. So that's technically the first one on PS3 that I played while Modern Warfare was out. However, the first actual COD that I played was Call of Duty 2, the big red one on PS2. I remember sort of really wanting a Call of Duty game, and my uncle picked it up from Game Station after school for me. So
yeah, mate,
that's my first COD.
I've never played either 1 or 2 Call of Duty. I bought Call of Duty Classic so I can play it.
I need to get that, to be fair.
Yeah,
that platinum's going to be brutal.
Yeah. But my first Call of Duty was Call of Duty 3, and it was one of the ones where I had to think back on it. And I was like, mate, I forgot that game even existed. But it was like, mate, they had like massive map. Like, I never played the online, but it's like you could go online and you were just like in a big massive map on your end because there was nobody else playing. And it's like, mate, you were like driving vehicles and stuff like that. It's kind of like the map was kind of like bigger than a Call of Duty map, but smaller than a Battlefield map. It was such that weird
in between.
But it's like, mate, you're driving about in vehicles and stuff like that, and then going from that to then COD 4, and then COD 5 and Modern Warfare 2, where it's like infantry only for the online. It's kind of like wild to think about that they've actually like almost went backwards, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of people just ignore COD 1, 2, and 3. I mean, they are on very old generations, so it is a fair point. But you know, show them a bit of love, recognition. But to me, Call of Duty started with COD 4. Really, if we're being honest, that's where it was really successful.
Blew up. But like, see, even like grown up, like I never played Call of Duty. I played Medal of Honor. That was like the
I played Medal of Honor. Yeah, I played it on GameCube. Weirdly enough,
I was PS2. But I think it was like Rising Sun. Was that one of the games? There was Frontline.
Yes, yeah. Rising Sun. I remember playing that. There was like a section. It was like the map was kind of dark, and I remember like I think you may have been going uphill, and there's like people in like not a tower, but like a large building. Not building. I guess it is a tower, like a bridge. Then just shooting down at you with spotlights. Absolutely nightmare to get up.
Because it's like me and my brother could play through like the campaign in co-op, and I think it starts with Pearl Harbor. That you start in the boat, and then you're getting like blown up and stuff like that. That's how like the game opens, and I was like, this is so cool.
But that is a very strong opening for a game.
Medal of Honor is
very bold.
in the mud. Medal of Honor is.
I mean, they've stopped, haven't they? Medal of Honor just.
They've done like a VR game. They've done a VR game like a few years ago. Yeah, 2-3 years ago.
I feel like the Medal of Honor though, that it was was it PS4 or PS3? The last ones we had. So it was like, was it
PS3?
I don't think they were bad.
You had Medal of Honor, which the campaign was really good, like the story.
Yeah. And then they did a second one. It was
like based off like Lone Survivor, and then you get Warfighter. That was the other one.
Yeah, I don't think they were like campaign wise they were okay, but obviously it's just so hard to compete with Call of Duty with multiplayer. You kind of just need to double down on something else because there's no way that anybody's, with the exception of Battlefield, is going to challenge COD.
Yeah, so many people want to compete with COD. Even remember like Homefront back in the day?
I remember Homefront spent so much money and it just completely flops.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a really good video, like a retrospective on that, and like their point, not their main point, but like one of the points in the video was like, yeah, this game tried to compete with COD and it didn't work.
Yeah, don't try and compete with COD. But mate, it's like COD's just one of the things that's always going to be a bit.
Yeah, I thought that, I did think when I was a bit younger, I was like, because what are we on, like COD we're in the 20s or 30s for COD
Mate,
one
we
now.
brought this up on one of the last, I think on the first episode we brought this up, and we were like, we'll see how many Call of Duties there are, and we'll talk about this next episode, and we've
Yeah,
still not looked
but
it up.
just the
Professionals.
headline point of how many CODs there are, because it's the same with Assassin's Creed, right? There's got to be like maybe it's in the teens of how many Assassin's Creed games there are, because obviously it was like Assassin's Creed 1, 2, 3, then 4, Black Flag, and then it kind of stopped with the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking, they can't keep making Assassin's Creed 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, just like Call of Duty can't keep going COD 4, 5, 6, 7. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it has to reach a stopping point and the franchise has to die, but it just never does. Like, I honestly didn't expect these to go as far as they did. But yes, a lot of games. There's no way that you're taking COD down now. No way.
Nah.
Battlefield can try, but even then, you're not taking COD down. It's too big.
Closest Battlefield got was Battlefield 4 when Call of Duty Ghosts came out. That's like the closest I ever got. But even then, they still fucked it up.
That's the thing, though. CODs from Call of Duty COD Ghosts, that period of time, sort of moving into the start of next gen, which was, I don't know what the generation is, but PS4. Is it Gen 8 or 7?
I think it's 8.
Whatever that generation is of PS4. Call of Duty fumbled the bag for like 3 or 4 titles back to back. Like, they were really down bad, and I'm surprised they got out of it to where, I mean, you could still argue they're down bad now, but they have actually made some good games here and there. But yeah, they dropped stinkers back to back.
Yeah, so let's get onto that then. The worst Call of Duty.
The worst Call of Duty.
Since we're talking about it now, what is the worst Call of Duty?
I think Advanced Warfare is the
Really?
worst Call of Duty. Yeah.
Mate, the campaign
I
was good. You finished the campaign?
Think it was.
You didn't like it?
Yeah. See, it was a toss-up between COD Ghosts and Advanced Warfare. I would want to say the World War II or Vanguard, but I feel like they're just meh. They're not like the worst.
You know, I forgot about Vanguard. I forgot it existed.
Yeah. Like it kind of plugged into Warzone more or less, and it was a bit shit. But when I think of worse, like COD Ghosts, the maps on that were generally awful. That's the worst multiplayer I've ever played. But the campaign was it was laughable, but it was actually like an okay campaign. And Extinction was entertaining. It obviously wasn't great, but I just think of Advanced Warfare, and I just think I couldn't even tell you what the story was about, to be honest with you. For starters, I feel like it's the only relevant thing about Advanced Warfare is it spawned that meme like F
to pay
pay
respect.
respect.
I mean, you killed Kevin Spacey at the end. Spoiler.
Yeah, like I just. I mean, I streamed it recently, didn't I?
I don't remember the story off the top of my head, but I think it's like you get recruited by Atlas because you're like, injured, like you lose a limb.
Yeah.
So you get recruited to Atlas, then Atlas kind of tries to take over the world. It's like a world government kind of thing, and it's like we own the military. We own the military, so we're just taking over. And then your main guy leaves, and then you're fighting, and then you try and bring them down. I think that's like a general overarching story.
Yeah, I mean, it's typical COD. I don't know, I just thought it was...
Mate, the graphics for it are insane as well. I remember taking screenshots, seeing like the cutscenes, because it's like
the graphics were good.
Realism in the cutscenes.
Yeah. But no, the campaign was very meh for me. I think the multiplayer, I don't think I played it too much. Like, I've obviously played it at the time, but it's not one that sticks out for me to be like, oh, it's the best one with this like jumping mechanics and boosting stuff. I feel like Black Ops 3 really perfected the movement when it comes to exo suits and stuff. And then the survival mode was just rubbish. Like, just rubbish. I know they had zombies in it at some point, but it was such a forced thing as well. Just to add it in for almost because fans were dying for some zombies content. Yeah, I just think it was the worst COD that I can think of as well. Maybe it's just because I played it recently, but yeah, I'm going with Advanced Warfare. What about yourself?
The thing with Advanced Warfare is, I feel like that's when Call of Duty became a sweat fest kind of thing. See with the jumping and the like the dodge mechanic, like in the air kind of thing. I feel like
Yeah,
that's when I kind of noticed I was like, Call of Duty ain't for me anymore.
Mhm.
Like it's just
falling out, falling
yeah.
out of love with the game.
I was like, it's not for me. But so I kind of get like a two-pronged answer with this. So like worst,
Hmm.
I've never played it, but I think it's Modern Warfare 3, the newest one.
Oh,
I think
I
it's
erased that from my memory.
yeah.
That's a very. I don't even count that as a game. I count that as DLC.
I mean the trophy lists do. So, but because I've never played it, I'm not going to count it, and I don't think you're going to like my answer because I
But
went.
can I before you say your answer? Do you want me
Mhm.
to chime in on Modern Warfare 3
Yeah, go
remake
for it.
or soft reboot? Because
Because
I have
never
actually
I
played
never
it.
played it.
Yeah, so I completely actually I've said my answer now and I will stick by it, but I do think you would be correct in saying that that is generally one of the worst CODs because they marketed it as DLC, then said no, it's not DLC, it's a full game, and then it comes out and it's DLC, and the campaign has a weird mixture of actual story missions, and then you'll go to like an open world mission, which is essentially the Warzone map to like collect some things and like it just didn't work. I can't remember what Battlefield game it was. It may be Battlefield 1 where the campaign was kind of open. You might know the
Um,
Battlefield. Was it 1 or 5?
I'm trying to think what you
One
mean.
of them in the sense of like the missions were like really like the maps were huge on it. Like
Right,
when
you
I
get like
think of
blow up
camp,
the AA guns, and it's like you can do it in
y-
any order, stuff like that. I think that's Battlefield One.
yeah, things like that. It's like you'd have objectives, like multiplayer objectives. It was like it was the Battlefield game felt like it was getting you ready for multiplayer because it's like, right, go here and secure this point, and you'd have to sit there and defend it while the flag goes up, and
Mm-hmm.
you go to the next one, and that's what it worked for Battlefield. I'd say arguably wasn't the best Battlefield campaign I played though, and this Call of Duty just does that, and it is awful. The multiplayer, absolute sweat fest. One of the worst multiplayer experiences. Just wasn't very good at it. The only saving grace, surprisingly, was the zombies mode. So it used the Warzone map, and like the open world zombies was pretty fun. But even then, it's not really for everyone, is it? Zombies, they like classic ground base. But yeah, that's my 2 pence. Continue with your
So
your controversial list or what you say.
my worst Call of Duty,
Oh, don't
Black
say it.
Ops 3. Mate, I hated Black Ops 3. I never finished the campaign. I didn't like the campaign. And you know what I despised in the multiplayer? That L1 R1 special ability where it's like you slam the
Oh,
spikes into the ground and all that. Or it's like a
the
mad
Overwatch introduction of giving people
mate,
characters.
get that out my Call of Duty game. I do not want it.
Do you
I
know what?
absolutely despise that game.
I don't I disagree with you, but not for the reasons you might think. Uh, Funnily enough, today I actually started playing Black Ops 3 again to maybe try and get the platinum trophy because I looked at my platinum list and I thought I don't actually have any really hard games, like they're fairly mid.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get a hard game on. See, like I'm playing it on realism and it literally is one shot. Absolute nightmare, but the campaign on it is shit. I don't They've
Yeah,
just titled it Black Ops and I have no idea what it's just about a virus or something, like just cyber in the future. Like awful storyline.
is that the one
Happy to
that's
be
co-op?
corrected.
Can you play it co-op as well?
Yeah. You can play it co-op. So I'm actually playing it with I Am Lost as well. So I reviewed their trophy platinum list the other day actually.
See, maybe if I
So
played it co-op, the campaign, like I could have enjoyed it. But I just remember I maybe get like an hour or two in, and I was like, I'm not forcing
no, the
myself through this.
campaign wise, the story is dog. I can't even tell you what happens. I think it's just about a virus. Don't know who the characters are. Like awful. Multiplayer. When you look back at it, I feel like it was good for what we had. Do I think it's the mm, you could maybe argue it's the best because it's before skill-based matchmaking got overly bad and unfair. Like I think since the Modern Warfare soft reboot, COD got a lot more sweatier
I think
with
Black
like
Ops 3
since
had the
Warzone.
underwater combat as well. I know
Yeah,
Ghosts
so
started it, I think, but I think Black Ops 3 had Merit, didn't it?
But yeah, like imagine having COD Ghosts, Advanced Warfare, Infinite Warfare, and then you get Black Ops 3, and it's like, oh, do you know what? Like it's not the best multiplayer, but for the stinkers that we had, it was actually like quite decent. I thought the character thing where you do the L1R1 is hit or miss. Like I don't disagree. I don't agree with it. It is what it is. I always used to spam Tempest. He had like a shotgun, and you could get like multi kills because it would shock enemies. It was pretty sick. I think the best thing about Black Ops 3 was the zombies content. That's probably the
I even
best
remember
zombies.
playing the zombies, to be honest.
Zombies was really, really good on that. People didn't like it at first, and then you got into it as, oh, I misjudged it. Shadows of Evil was actually a really good map. The first DLC map, the Eisendrache, is probably, it makes almost every YouTuber's top 3 like best zombie maps of all time. And the Snowy Castle, like good, like the zombies on it was good fun, and they did Zombies Chronicles, so they brought back all of the Black Ops 1 and 2 maps as well as as an expansion.
Oh, that's nice at least.
Yeah, and I know you're not the biggest zombies fan, are you? So I can see your point of it. Yeah, I mean, I as I said, I do disagree with it, but I understand it, if that makes sense from your perspective. Like it's valid points.
Yeah, it's 2 of the 3 game modes immediately. I'm not
Two,
playing.
yeah,
I don't
2 out
like.
of 3.
And then
you
the
don't
multiplayer
like.
I'm getting. Mate, the thing was
It's
as
just
well, it's
meh.
not even. See, if it was like a kill streak or like a point streak, fair enough. But it's like little Timmy is 0 and 16, and now he's just pulled out these spikes and ended my kill streak. It's like, alright, okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah, well, I mean, everything now has a participation medal, doesn't it?
Yeah,
So
they were turning to the older generation.
yeah.
Participation, kill streaks, you never get them in my day.
No, to be fair, I think Modern Warfare 3, the OG, introduced support streaks, and that was, or score streaks, sorry.
Score
so if you
streaks.
captured objectives and stuff.
Yeah,
but I
they
guess
done
you'd actually have to be
score
doing
streaks,
stuff.
and then they also, it was like you could, so you get like your point streaks is what it was called, but it's like there was another version, and it was like it didn't reset when you died, but everything was like more expensive, and you never get stuff that would like kill people. You'd get like UAV recons and Blackbirds, whatever it is, stuff like that. But
I like Modern Warfare 3. I know a lot of people don't like it.
I liked it. See, getting
I
the
really
gold
liked
guns.
it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I really liked it. I'd love to see it on next gen. And it sounds so stupid, but I low key just want to see the Eiffel Tower fall down again.
You hate the French that much?
No, I don't hate the French. It's just the only real I've got 2 memories of the campaign is one of the missions, which is also in Paris, I think. It's like, and it's got the map online where the geezer pulls up with the white truck and the chemicals explode, and he like kills like the little family with the daughter.
Oh, in London?
It's not. It's not London. It's in France. I'm pretty sure it's in France.
The one where it's like it's a handycam footage, a little family.
Yeah, little girl.
Yeah, it's London.
Is that London?
Yeah, pretty sure it's London.
I thought it was France, because I thought there was a map as well.
That's London,
like,
because
on the
that's
cobblestones.
you going through like the subways in London.
Oh, okay. Well, that sticks out as one of the memories. And then the other thing, I don't even know the context, but I just remember you look up and you just see the Eiffel Tower fall, and I was just like, wow. Like, I was blown away when I played it as a kid. I was like, what? No way they just did that. Like,
I think also it was like good guns. The maps were good as well.
Good guns, good maps, played well for the multiplayer. They introduced Drop Zone, which was a really fun game mode. Don't know if you played it.
Nah, I don't think I played Drop Zone.
Like you would, it's kind of like domination almost, or capturing objectives. So they'd like throw down a red smoke, and if you occupied the drop zone, you'd get points, and then also care packages would drop in, hence Drop Zone.
So it's kind of like hard point with rewards.
Yeah, hard point actually. Yeah, that's a good one. But yeah, I introduced that, and I think they introduced Infected, didn't they, on Modern Warfare 3?
Yes. And
really good time, really.
The only thing I didn't like was you get the Moab, but it didn't end the game.
Yeah. And as well, right, this will be a spoiler for the Modern Warfare 3 campaign, but firstly, with what happens to Soap as well, I obviously know that it happens, but I kind of want to relive that experience again and play it through, because that mission is quite heartbreaking when he's on the table. And then the final mission with Makarov as well, when you break through that glass roof, like,
mate, it's so satisfying.
What a sick ending, just watching that of his. Oh, just put it on to next. I said it with. I must have said it on the pod, and I say it in streams all the time. With the Modern Warfare 3 soft reboot, the most recent Call of Duty that's DLC, arguably, if they just packaged the Modern Warfare 3 original as a remaster, like they did with COD 4 with Infinite Warfare, and then obviously they've released Modern Warfare 2, they would have sold more copies and it would have lessened the blow of that COD being rubbish, because it didn't really have a campaign, the new one. Surely they complete the trilogy. Like, I don't know what they're doing. They've got 2 out of the 3 games.
So we are waxing lyrical about Modern Warfare 3, the original. But is it your favourite? Is it your favourite Call of Duty? Because, mate, we're hyping it up here.
We're hyping it up. I've got a different answer for that. I'm thinking it could go into the underrated category, but I do also have a different answer for that, unfortunately.
So we love it, but it's not getting on the list.
We're loving it. No, man, for favourite Call of Duty, I'm going with Black Ops 1. Fully nostalgia, but Black Ops 1 campaign. I know the Modern Warfare campaigns are good, but that campaign was brilliant. The sort of the numbers, Mason, like that whole as a
twist
kid
at the end.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? As an adult, it's kind of predictable, but as a kid, you're like, "What the fun? No way!"
Yeah.
Like, I remember going to English, and I completely ripped off the Mason storyline with the numbers and like, oh, he's all this weird dream and stuff. Like, I did that for my creative writing, and it done well. So thanks God. But yeah, no, Black Ops 1. Yeah, I mean, I got the highest in the class at A level and also GCSE.
And everybody else is like, you fucking ripped off the Call of Duty script.
No, I actually did. Obviously, in A level, it's different stuff, to the point where the teacher took me out of the classroom because you could do a bit of coursework as well. And he took me out the classroom and he goes, "Leon, this isn't your work now. Come on, this is too good. This is too good for you." And like, I've never actually been more disgusted as well. I was like, "Are you serious?" Like, I just thought that's, as a teacher, you can't say that to a kid. Like, I'm quite like hard-skinned or thick-skinned, as they say, but like, you can't do that to a kid. You completely take away their confidence, especially if they think they've done something wrong. You like, fair play if it was plagiarism, but it actually wasn't. Like,
yeah.
It was just, I think it was about poetry or something, and it was my interpretation. Like, how can you, like, yeah, bizarre.
Oh, and then I hated to see I loved English. See, like, just writing stories, like, just make up stories. Boom, boom, boom. Loved it. But see, when you get like poems, and it's like, what does this mean? And it's like, there was one. I don't know if you've done it. It's the box room. It's called.
No, I've not done it.
But it's like, mate, I just remember sitting there, and it was like they're talking about, it's this wee lassie lives under the stairs in the box room, wee tiny room, and it's like the walls are painted blue. What's the significance of that? And I'm like,
Impression.
Favourite colour's blue, and no, but you're right, aye. It's like she's depressed. And I was like, who the
blue.
fuck? Hey, you know what? Feeling depressed today? Get out the blue paint. Shh. You know what I mean?
I know. I mean, that's. I get what you mean. Like, some of it can be bored and stuff, but it's like, did you ever do Of Mice and Men?
Nah, mate, I dropped English first chance I got after the poem shit. I was like, this is getting dropped.
Yeah, but like in that, for instance, like, one of the wives, like Curly's wife, she like wears red and has red fingernails, and it's essentially, red is like quite an exotic and erotic color, so it's basically just calling her a slut politely in a book. And it's like, that's, if you wanted to get the good marks in an essay, you would like sprinkle it in, Curly's wife is a slut, pretty much, because she wears red lipstick and red finger paint. But no, well, I liked English. It was. I know what you mean about the poetry. It was very hit or miss. I think we got given a poetry book about Tom Hardy, not the famous Tom Hardy. That's the actor. There's actually a guy that writes books and poetry called Tom Hardy, and it's some of the most depressing, mind-numbing things you'll ever read.
But back
I think
to
he done the book. Yeah, back to COD before I go on an English lit rant. Favorite COD, yeah. So Black Ops storyline really good. The multiplayer, I think that's when they introduced Prestige Master, which was really fun. You had like in-game currency in a way, like you had the not you couldn't pay for it, but like you would earn dollars, and then you could buy your weapons and attachments each time you prestiged. You know, the maps were good. I think they had the map Berlin Wall. So if you ran through the middle of the map, you just get gunned down by machine guns.
So I was going to say, they had good DLC maps as well.
Yeah, DLC maps was good.
The
And of
golf
course,
course.
the zombies. The golf course, yeah, that one was fun. And then of course the zombies as well is kind of where it kicked off properly after World at War. Like sort of Kino as an opening map. A lot of people that's their favorite map, and the DLC for it as well was pretty good in my opinion as well. So yeah, that's my favorite COD.
Yeah,
Just
you know
so
what?
many hours, and just to finish, obviously Call of Duties historically used to come out in November on Bonfire Night, so it'd be like the 4th of November every year, or around that time. And for some reason they've moved to October now. But I really wanted Black Ops, and I saw my uncle playing it on his PC and stuff, and I was like really jealous that I didn't have the new COD, because I'd always be around my nan's and never got it. And then as my Christmas present that year, I asked for Black Ops, and I didn't get it. And I got like these amazing gifts. I think I got a laptop because I was like in school, and my parents were like, "Oh, you know, you can maybe get a laptop to, I don't know, help with schoolwork or
No,
something."
just Google stuff.
As yeah, do you know what I mean? And like really good gifts, and I was just so ungrateful because I didn't get a £40 game. And then like, I went to my nan's. Like bearing in mind my parents are fuming at me because I've been so ungrateful, and
Yeah.
rightfully so. And I get to my nan's because obviously we'd go over there to have our Christmas lunch and stuff, and open the presents for my grandparents. And like Call of Duty Black Ops still wasn't there, and like I was literally like in the worst mood ever. And then it was to the point where my uncle came downstairs, like he woke up late or whatever, then came downstairs and gave me a gift. And it was to the point where everybody was like, this little shit does not deserve that gift, because obviously they all know what it was, and of
Yeah.
course it was Call of Duty Black Ops, because he got it for me. But they all knew, but I never knew. And it's like I've literally ruined everyone's day. I did get it, and I apologize, rightfully so. But yeah, it's kind of a bad memory, but I just remember getting it and then being so excited to play.
Yeah.
Being one of the Christmas noobs, eh?
Yeah. Oh, mate, Christmas noobs back in the day. That was like what you
Beautiful.
lived for. See, when you got the game on release, and then it was
Yeah.
like, all right, I've learned the maps, I kind of know what I like, and then it's like Christmas noobs come in, you're just,
I don't know what year it
no
was.
Vaseline, we're going in, boys.
It may have been Modern Warfare 3. I don't know, but there was a Christmas, and were they called Lizard Squad? Like a group of hackers.
they hacked
They hacked
PS3 and
PSN
Xbox. Yeah.
on Christmas Day, and I just remember I can't get the Christmas noobs. I was fuming. Anyway, what's your favorite game?
Mate, I was gonna go Modern Warfare 2, the OG, right? Campaign,
Yeah.
amazing,
Good.
right? Spec Ops, like playing through the missions with your pal, doing it all I loved it. And then the multiplayer as well, that was like the first one I played online. That was my first online COD. I was too late for
Great
COD
guns
4.
in that.
Yeah. And it's like, but see, looking back on it, like how flawed it is, like when you take the nostalgia glasses off, and it's like NoobTube, One Man Army, Painkiller, like everything. It's
Do you remember?
like,
Do you remember attack insurgents going up to high rise when you could go like out of the map on the ladder to the top?
Yeah.
And you just attack insurgent up there. Yeah.
and then there was like the javelin glitch, and there was just, mate, there was
Oh,
so
yeah.
much. It's like,
Yeah,
see,
but,
if that came out the day, I would hate it.
mm,
So it's
but
like, I think it's
you did-
just rated so high because of the nostalgia of like me being a wee guy, finishing school, jumping on all sixes, search and destroy, getting abused to guys in their late 20s, early 30s who are struggling to play.
mate, and that's us now, which is
That's
so
us
funny
now,
when
yeah.
we're jumping onto these games and we're getting absolutely smashed by a kid that's been born in 2013. I'm just looking at myself like,
How the
Like,
mighty have fallen.
literally, like, fuck this kid.
It's like my PlayStation account's older than you and you're still smacking me about.
Oh, honestly, like I saw a thing as well. Like it's probably way past it now, but like today's year sevens weren't even alive when GTA 5 came out, which is a bizarre stat.
Is that first years?
Yeah, first years
Yeah,
for you in
first years.
Scotland, so
Man, I'm
secondary
trying to do the
school
math.
first years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what? Probably 11-year-olds,
Mm-hmm.
11, 10, 11, between 10 to 12, I think is
Yeah.
that year or when they start. But no,
Mate,
like you
it's
got
mad
some
to
good
think.
things though. Intervention, great gun.
Oh,
got
the
some good
intervention,
scoping.
UMP45, ACR.
Yeah.
Mate.
ACR heartbeat sensor as well.
Oh, the wee
chef's
baby
kiss.
monitor.
Yeah. What else? Like, especially one of the features I really liked is when you leveled up, you get the
Mm.
like for the level, and you had like your level bar at the bottom. It was very like World of Warcraft esque, and
Yeah.
like you just don't like you don't get it now. And I'd really like to see some of those things come back.
And it's
'cause it
it's
is
even
really-
like playing like Michael Myers and stuff like that, or like throwing knife dodgeball, just all the
Yeah.
fun you could have with it. But that was my answer. But you've kind of convinced me with Black Ops. I think you've changed me, because I think Black Ops 1, it was like, I'm not even like a big zombies guy. I don't really like zombies, but we played like a bunch of zombies. Like the DLC maps for zombies was good. Was that the one with like Shangri-La? That was Black Ops 1, wasn't it? It's like a jungle.
Yeah, Shangri-La was Black Ops 1, yeah.
Yeah, Black Ops 1. Also, the story for that was amazing. And it's like, I just think that online was better.
Yeah, you had Ascension as well, which was a very
That was
fun
the one
one.
you jump on the wee pad and it takes you up.
Yeah, the launch pad, yeah,
Yeah.
and you'd have like the little were they little monkeys that would come and steal the perk machines if you had the perks?
Oh, I don't know. I
Like,
just remember my pal using is it like PH Flopper or something like that? It's like that's another thing, mate. The dolphin dive. Remember the
oh yeah, the
dolphin
dolphin
dive?
dive.
You had gun game, like the throwing knife, like the wager matches and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say wager matches. You had theater mode, so you could go and like if you
Theatre
got across the
mode,
map throwing knife or was it tomahawk? I can't remember.
Tomahawk.
You could go and review that. And as well, I'd say that custom games were like a lot bigger in Black Ops 1. Like I found myself playing Michael Myers more and like other variations. Like you just jump into like a gun game, private gun game with your mates, and it'd be like, do you know what I mean? Just like a lot of fun.
Yeah. So I feel like you've switched me, mate. I feel like Black Ops 1 would have to go down as the best, my favourite.
Also, as well, I think we can appreciate because it doesn't happen much in modern gaming, but the gore in Black Ops 1.
Oh yeah, the China
That-
Lake, and it's like the leg just comes right off.
There's a specific mission as well. It's on the online map Kowloon. I don't know what the story mission is, but it opens. It's obviously very rainy, right? And there's a guy
Yeah, you
that you've got
interrogate him.
hostage, and you break the glass and you put it in his mouth and you crunch the glass.
Mm.
Like brutal scene. But in that mission, you get a Spaz 12, and I just remember this from when I was streaming it on Veteran, and I just look down this doorway and just shoot the Spaz 12, and I'm just seeing an arm fly off, a leg fly off, and it's like you don't see that in modern CODs, like limb dismemberment. It's such a weird thing to enjoy, but obviously if you're getting blown up with a China Lake or shotgun, you'd low-key do want to see a
I think you also
a
get
young
Dragon's
arm.
Breath on the Spaz as well, do you know? So you're just
Yeah,
setting
yeah,
them on
yeah.
fire.
Yeah, honestly, great game, great game.
But I think,
But as well, I think Modern Warfare 2 is also a fair shout, and I don't think you should take the nostalgia goggles too seriously, because obviously gaming has changed now. Like you could assuming you don't get a lobby filled with hackers, you could still probably go into an MW2 lobby and still have fun.
Mhm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like it wouldn't be as bad as the current games.
Yeah.
But like I said, I think just if I take the nostalgia glasses off, I'm like, probably wasn't. I think that's like when I started getting into YouTube. Like Modern Warfare 2 was when I started like doing wee YouTube videos, like wee trick shot and stuff like that back in the day. So it's just get that kind of attachment to it. But it's like taking that off, taking myself out of that, and just like, this is Black Ops 1, this is Modern Warfare 2, but it's the better game. I'd go Black Ops 1.
Yeah, I mean, Black Ops 1 does have the advantage of it coming out a year later as well, so obviously things are a bit more refined, aren't they?
Mm. And like you said,
I-
see the theatre mode as well.
Yeah,
That was how I remember using that as well for like videos.
I used that.
'Cause
Yeah, I
you
used
could
that for
upload
YouTube
it,
because you.
and
Yeah.
then it would go onto like PlayStation YouTube. I can't remember what the YouTube channel was, but like, I can search my old PSN name and like find the clip. and
Oh,
stuff
really?
Like that.
I would just save it in theater mode and then just record it with an Elgato and then do my voice comms over it. I've got hundreds of videos of that's how I used to play COD and like Black Ops 2 as well, and Modern Warfare 3.
Yeah, and I had a Dazzle, which was like ass quality. So then you could just do the theatre mode upload, which would be like 16
Yeah.
by 9 widescreen. So that was like better quality kind of thing. But we've got one left. You're underrated Call of Duty.
I feel like it has to go to Modern Warfare 3, but I kind of have two answers for this one. Don't know if I'm allowed to,
Go for
but
it.
actually, no. I'm gonna lock in Modern Warfare 3, the OG, because we did hype this up, and I do generally think that I would need to. I've not played it since. I've not revisited it since when it came out and when it was relevant. But from those memories and stuff, had a fantastic time. Campaign, interesting. Multiplayer was good. Spec Ops, didn't really play it, but I can appreciate across MW2 and MW3 how big Spec Ops actually is. Like going back, because I tried and stopped doing the Modern Warfare 2 Spec Ops, getting all, was it 69 stars or something?
Yeah, all the stars.
All the stars, I never realised how big it was. I thought it was just a rubbish co-op mode back in the day as a kid. But anyway, Modern Warfare 3 is the actual answer for that. But I want to slide in Infinite Warfare into this conversation, and it's probably a very, very flaming hot take. And the reason why I've not, on further reflection, given it my underrated COD is because I feel like it would have been more well received if it was never associated to Call of Duty, which sounds very stupid, but hear me out. While the campaign is your generic campaign, which I didn't really pay too much attention to because I was streaming it, it is what it is. But looking at the campaign and the story, and like, firstly, the game looks brilliant. Really, it looks really good. The story, serviceable. I played a bit of the multiplayer. It was not the worst exo jumping mechanic I've played. Like, it was serviceable. I feel like it may have been better when it came out, but I refused to play it because I had such burnout from COD Ghosts and Advanced Warfare. I was like, I don't want another jumpy COD in exosuits. So that's the reason why it's hated.
Yeah, I bought a special edition of that for COD 4. The COD 4 remake and Infinite Warfare, and I was like, you know what, I'll try Infinite Warfare, I'll get a bash. And mate, I lasted like 2-3 games, and I was like, just give me COD 4. Let me go back to COD 4.
But I'm kind of just leaving multiplayer as in its own box because I can't comment because I've not played it. But I've only played a little bit of the zombies on Infinite Warfare, but I think it's quite interesting. Like Zombies in Spaceland, I think was the map I played. And when you look back on it retrospectively, a lot of people in the community really like the Infinite Warfare zombies, and apparently the storyline that goes with all 4 of the DLC maps is meant to be really good. Like there's quite the cult following for the zombie side of it. So I feel like from the zombie side, it's definitely underrated. I feel like the campaign, I'm not really selling the story, but it looks good and the campaign plays really good. I just think because it had Call of Duty next to it, it got put in a box and everybody expected Call of Duty. If you drop the Call of Duty name, even if it was still called Infinite Warfare, but it was its own space shooter game, I think it would have performed a lot better than it did. Because people were just sick and tired of futuristic CODs at that point.
I think also it getting tied in with the COD 4 remake, and like COD 4 is considered like one of the best Call of Duties by like most people, especially like content creators back then. Like most of them had like started in COD 4, so it was like COD 4 is like untouchable, like that's like the highest of the highs. So it's like you release that alongside COD 4, and it's like everybody's loving the COD 4 remake, and it just tanks Infinite Warfare.
Well, yeah, as well, because the COD 4 had multiplayer, so everyone was like, right, nobody really cares for futuristic jump exoskeleton COD. Let me play Boots on the Ground, which is COD 4.
Yeah, let me play these old maps that I know that I like. I know the weapons, and it's just pretty much reliving what they used to play, but the servers are actually populated again.
Yeah, so while it's not actually a strong contender, the more I think about it, I do think that it was the most disliked game trailer on YouTube at one point, wasn't it? It may still be the most disliked video, and I get it, right? I was sick and tired. I didn't buy it. I've brought it almost 10 years later, maybe, or just under however long it came out to try it. And as well, like, it's got a stacked acting cast. Like, it's got Conor McGregor in it. I know he's not really an actor, but they've got Conor McGregor. They've got Kit Harington, who plays Jon Snow. There's also a cameo from Lewis Hamilton in it as well, which I didn't know. Yeah, I saw it and I was like, fucking Lewis Hamilton, what's he doing in there? There's probably way more cameos as well. It's like, it's not a bad game. It's just very overhated, I think. I think the multiplayer is probably the only thing that people can actually pick apart. But again, because the dust has settled, I feel like looking back on it, people low-key kind of like Advanced Warfare and arguably Infinite Warfare because they go, it wasn't actually that bad. We were just a bit fed up with it, to be honest. Do you know what I mean?
It was just burnt out on it.
Just burnt out, but yeah. I feel like if you dropped the COD name and it was its own unique space shooter, people would have liked it a lot more. But yeah, it's not enough to be underrated, so I'm locking in Modern Warfare 3. But I just wanted to sprinkle
Honourable
a little bit of
mention.
love. Yeah, an honourable mention. What about yourself, mate?
Well, I was kind of stuck between two, and there's one that gets a lot of hate, and that's World War Two. And that was the kind of one where I kind of got pulled back into Call of Duty for a wee bit just because it was like boots on the ground. It was like old school COD, and it was fun. But I'm leaning towards Cold War just because I like the zombies mode for that a bit more. And I don't actually remember if World War... I think World War Two did have zombies because we spent like fucking 12 hours trying to get it. Spent ages on that. But Cold War... I'm struggling to remember the campaign off the top of my head. But see, just the online... The online was so much better. Just because it was like... It wasn't as sweaty. You know what I mean?
I didn't actually get on with the Cold War multiplayer, if I'm honest. I wasn't very good at it. While it... I say good in quotation marks, but it just played so clunky. It felt really slow. So I don't know. Coming off the back of Modern Warfare, I think it was, and Warzone, right? I
Yeah.
think that was the release after. It just, I don't know, just kind of played slow. I really liked the campaign though. Campaign was good, interesting, interesting take, and not a lot of people like the zombies, but I really fucked with the zombies. I thought it was good.
Yeah, I
Sorry,
think the
I'll let you
zombies-
continue. Go.
The zombies was best in Cold War. Like, I enjoyed that one the most. And the fact that you could like extract, where it's like, you know, I've not really got like another hour to spend on this. Let's just extract and like get all the loot,
Yeah.
level up all this stuff. And then, like I said, the multiplayer. See, just like the fun fact, like they added in like the detective game mode. Did you ever play that?
I never played it.
Oh,
I
mate.
dropped it. I played it at release. I find like the COD cycle, especially if you're a Warzone player, is you play it for the month to level stuff up, and then you jump back into Warzone for the new season.
Mate, that was so fun. See, it's like a game mode. Like, I've got Hunters. I think I've got like 3 or 4 videos privated, and it was just me and my pals playing it. Like, we would just get steaming, and what you do is it's like you'd get the 2 imposters kind of thing, and then everybody else is
Right.
just like a regular player, apart from one that's the detective. So it's like the detective can kind of get the clues, and you need to try and find them. And mate, it was just like a good laugh. See, especially during like
Pretty cool.
lockdown as well, just getting
Yeah,
drunk
I
and
can
playing
imagine
it.
that'd be good fun. Maybe you can insert a clip if it's not too.
Mate, I've got loads of clips that I could put in. Some probably put me in a bad light, but you know.
Yeah, maybe not those ones, but
Yeah.
yeah. Because I've never played it. It sounds like good fun though.
Because my shooting will turn red. Yeah. Everyone.
Excuse me, you don't sound old enough to be playing this game.
Listen, mate, you're talking to my nephew there. Have some respect and don't be talking some nonsense. He's only young. Have some respect, please. Yeah?
Operative, protect your all day and
Don't be talking some like bad stuff, please. You know what I mean?
Mate, I'm only 8 myself.
No one said a bad word yet.
field mic off.
What is your name, Maniac? I'm struggling to decipher it.
There's maniacs in Manic.
Gather supplies. Arm yourself.
It says maniac.
No, those who were chilling with fucking special needs.
Hey, be careful, mate. There's children in this game. Don't fucking talk like that, you stupid cunt.
Right.
Fuck's sake.
Yo, Carter.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Leave the game. Leave this game. I'll see you in a lover.
Okay.
That's a bit creepy.
Investigator.
later.
Uncover all double agents.
Hotel lobby, eh?
Listen, yeah, you guys there. Smelly little Scottish dickhead.
Oh, mate, it was so much fun. But it's one of the ones
Yeah,
I wish they added it into the new CODs. It's like, mate, the thing I love about Cold War, it's fun. That's it. It's not a sweat fest. You just go on, you play, you have fun. It's like, it feels old COD, and that's like when it came out as well. It wasn't even that bad, like a sweat fest. And then they had like other game modes, like they done a Scream game mode where it was like you had to try and survive.
I brought that skin actually for
Did you buy
Warzone
it?
and the Scream. Yeah, Ghostface.
But it's like, mate, it was just so much. It's the word I keep using, but it's just so much fun. I think that's got to be the most underrated.
Not your favourite though. If it was so much fun.
Nah, not my favourite. Mate, favourite's got to be. See, just back
Could you
being a wee
could-
guy.
Could you imagine, right? Similar to what they did with the soft reboot of Modern Warfare, if they just soft rebooted or even remade, like not a remaster, like a proper remake of the original Black Ops, how good that would be. Campaign wise, obviously multiplayers, you know,
Yeah.
SPSM is in the mud, but campaign wise and zombies with these graphics would honestly just be
Mate,
sensational.
They need to just release like Call of Duty Zombies. Like just have one
It's its
game
own game.
as its own game, but it's like every single map. I reckon that's what they need to do.
Yeah,
Every
it's
single
weird
map.
though because obviously Microsoft now own like ABK, so are we going to get remasters of the old game? Because obviously Xbox they put the servers back up for the old CODs now, so everyone can play them, and obviously it's backwards compatibility. You know, there's no real need for them to remaster games, and again the zombie game bringing all of those old maps in one place.
There's
I
one
dunno.
reason though. It's easy money.
It is easy money. I honestly think, dependent on how Black Ops 6 performs, they could introduce Zombie Chronicles 2. So when I mentioned about Black Ops 3, obviously that compiled every single, like a bunch of classic maps, but it didn't include all of them.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't include the Black Ops 2 ones, I don't think. You know, some 50-50 on the ones you like and whatnot. I really liked
Transit.
Die Rise. No. I mean, Transit was interesting. It was good fun. But I really like Die Rise with the Sliquifier wonder weapon you could build. Every single opinion I see, it's like, I don't know if you'd have seen it, but it's like in a high rise, and you can like jump across the map onto different high rise buildings, but you can easily fall off.
Right.
And the Sliquifier gun, you would like shoot it on the floor, and like you would slip on it. So if you have like the puddle, this purple puddle, near the edge of a building, you can just slide off the map and die. Obviously, you do it for the zombies and stuff. I really enjoyed the map, and like, it's everyone in the zombies community hates it and says it's the worst map, and I'm like, am I crazy here? Because I actually really thought it was quite fun. But yeah, for the new COD, Black Ops 6, they could do Zombies Chronicles 2 and bring Transit, all of that to the new COD. They've got the biggest opportunity to make as much money as possible. Hell, you know, for goodness sake, even bring back Kino again. I'm sure people would love to play that just as a massive bundle. I'm just giving everyone a thumbs up as well somehow. I don't know how my wife can understand that.
Are you buying Black Ops 6 on PlayStation?
Yeah, buying on PlayStation. I know you can do it on Xbox Game Pass, but I just think buying it on. I play on one system. I'm a PlayStation boy. I like trophy hunting and stuff, and I think pay a couple quid to experience a campaign, but I'm going to be playing the multiplayer. Like I'm going to try getting the platinum trophy if it's not too hard. It'll be based on the multiplayer and zombie stuff.
Are you buying the PS4 version then?
So if you in the PlayStation Store, it's just a cross-gen bundle, so it's like 60 quid and you get both versions. So I'll just do my campaign run on the PS4 version.
Mate,
because obviously the PS5 just goes into the Modern Warfare 2 as
DLC. Man, it just pisses me off so much.
It's a horrible decision. They just need to make the trophy list COD HQ and then just have drop downs of the DLC. I hope they move away from it. Who knows though? Who knows?
It's one of the ones. I'm not buying Black Ops 6. I want to play the campaign.
You're going to try it on Xbox? You've got an Xbox, right?
Yeah, I've got an Xbox One S. Yeah. So I don't know how
it'll
run. I could play it on PC. My PC is pretty good.
Yeah, I was going to say, it makes sense if you just get the Game Pass. It really does make sense if you're not too fussed about getting a platinum for it as well.
Yeah, but playing them online, like I played the beta, mate.
I actually didn't mind it. I thought it was quite unique. Not unique, but it wasn't awful. It was kind of fast paced. Like, I'm looking forward to learning how to be good at COD again because they've introduced Omni movement, which of course you're going to get sweats and stuff, but it also means that I need to raise my level. So I'm looking forward to like improving a bit.
Is the Omni movement getting taken into Warzone?
I believe so. Yeah.
So Warzone. So you need to learn that.
Yeah. So I don't know how much of it actually, but I know since Warzone 2 came out, so they had Al Mazrah that came out, Verdansk 76, Caldera, which was like for Vanguard, I think, like the World War II map. Then the map after that was Al Mazrah, which I actually really liked. That was a really good map, actually. Pretty underrated. And now I think Warzone 2, they're calling it. I don't know if Al Maz falls into Warzone 2, but the new map is like Kyrgyzstan or something, which is the new Warzone map. I've played one game on it, got a win, and then just left.
Nice.
But yeah, It's a lot faster paced on this new sort of engine of Warzone that they're using. But I think they'll probably look to introduce the Omni movement, I'd expect, because that's what people want. With the OG Warzone during lockdown in 2020, I think it was 2020, right?
Yeah.
Or 2021, with the dance, like people like slide cancelling, they liked all of that, and then they just removed it and made the game slow. So they're just, I'm hoping that they bring it back to what it was, but it will never be the same. But it'll be interesting to document and see.
Yeah, no, I'm too old for Call of Duty now, mate. I don't want fast
Nah,
paced.
you're not.
I
you're
want it
not.
nice and slow. I want Battlefield. That's what I want.
Well, the new
Battlefields.
Battlefield, the new Battlefield that's going to be coming out sounds like it could be quite promising. So I hope it's good. Because I've learned to love Battlefield a lot more in my mature age. Because as a kid, I wouldn't have had the patience to play it. I'm not very good at Battlefield now, but it's definitely a lot better than it was back in the day when I played it.
The thing with every single Battlefield game is it launches and it's bad, and then it's like they fix it. So it's like, I don't know. I've not got high hopes for the new Battlefield. But
It's just be positive.
yeah,
Be
it's
positive,
just
man.
more my speed kind of thing. Like, see the idea like Call of Duty just getting faster and faster. I'm like,
Yeah.
nah. But see if they released, that's what I was going to say, like Black Ops 6, I'm not buying it. No chance I'm buying it. But see if they done Modern Warfare 3 remastered, I'd buy it day one. £40, £60,
Please,
I'd buy
please,
it.
yeah.
Insta buy.
Yeah, I personally don't think the campaign for Black Ops 6 will be that great. I'm only saying this because, do you know how I said about Infinite Warfare being put under the Call of Duty umbrella? I don't really know, since Black Ops 2, and arguably Cold War, because that was like a filler between Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2, sort of thing, it went back. I don't really know how the storyline's going to fit into the Black Ops timeline. I think this is set in the 90s, but like Woods, Mason, obviously, they were when was Vietnam? Like the 60s or 70s?
70s, 80s, I think.
70s or 80s? Like, they're not spring chickens anymore. They're getting older, and it seems like they're following a different storyline, but they're still using the Black Ops name, and it's like, is it going to work? Maybe it'll be a good story within itself, but when I think of Black Ops, I think, oh, well, you want Mason, you want Woods, you want Hudson, you want Adler. Do you know what I mean? Like all of those staple characters that are in it, but it's kind of like this new wave. It's like they should almost just call it something else instead of the Black Ops name.
I think it's just Black Ops is synonymous with Treyarch, and that's how you know it's going to be like a good COD. You know, it's interesting, we never mentioned Black Ops 2. See in our lists. Did you like Black Ops 2?
I like the multiplayer. The zombies was good. It was obviously an improvement of Black Ops 1, but I guess I just preferred Black Ops 1. I think back to the story of Black Ops 2, and it is actually quite weird. Like, it's futuristic, there's multiple endings. Like, the missions where you're sort of the continuation of Black Ops 1 in that timeline, right? In like the 80s or whenever, when you're still like in Vietnam and sort of fighting boots on the ground. I think that part of the storyline was good. But then when it goes up into like the futuristic sections of the game, who do you even play it? I don't know if it's right, but is it like Mason's grandson or something? I don't even know who you play as.
Yeah, I think
And,
so.
like,
I think it's some sort of
like, relative, and like Woods is an old man. Like, I wasn't so hot on that concept. I can't remember it properly, but it just doesn't stick out and scream this was a good campaign. Like, I think the first one's storyline was a lot better.
Because it's so many tier lists I see, and it's got Black Ops 2 as number one. It's like their favourite Call of Duty. And I'm like, didn't like the campaign. Zombies I like, but I just like transit. I just thought it was like a cool idea, jumping on the bus. But it's like, see the multiplayer, that was like my last like Call of Duty that I was like deep in on. Like, that was the one where I kind of got worn out, and I was like, you know what, time to go to Battlefield.
I mean, the Zombies was good. Let's not get it twisted. The Zombies was actually really good. I mean, I think they finished on Origins, didn't they? I think that was the last big map, and I
only ever played Transit.
Yeah, like the DLC maps were good, but I'm pretty sure Origins was the last one on Black Ops 2. Or was it Black Ops? No, I don't think it was Black Ops 3. I think it was Black Ops 2 was Origins, and I never played it because I just saw these big robots stamping down on a trench. And I was like, it was a bit too much for me, and it was a bit too difficult, and I just didn't really like the vibe check of having a classic setting but robots in it. It was very like
Yeah.
Wolfenstein-esque. Like it's just not my cup of tea. But the zombies was good, right? Like Buried was a really good map. I'm pretty sure Mob of the Dead as well, which we've not spoken about, but that's a very good map as well. So like, it was good, right? Black Ops 2 Zombies was good. Multiplayer as well was pretty good as well for the most part. It's just the campaign really just falls a bit short. That's why I'd say Black Ops 1 is just not perfect, but it just scores a lot better across
Yeah.
every category.
But that's Call of Duty talk.
That's
We
Call
were-
of Duty talk.
We were worried. They were like, you know what, we've not got certain segments that we usually talk about. How long are we going to go? And we're over 2 hours. We've
Over
done
2
it
hours again.
Mate,
We've
but it's
done it again.
consistent. Consistently over 2 hours.
Do you know what though? I feel like 2 hours is a good sweet spot. Like I was talking to my dad about podcasts, and he listens to shorter ones, like news podcasts, which are about 30 minutes. And I think, yeah, and his ideas of podcasts are completely different to my ideas. Like when I first started listening to podcasts in sixth form, so that's probably 7 years ago now, however old I would have been, 17, 16. I was listening to Three Shots of Tequila, and like they're still going as a podcast, but back in the day, you know, they're about 2 hours, maybe 3 hours sometimes. Do you know what I mean? Like quite lengthy podcasts, and that's to me what I think a podcast is, not like a 30-minute one. But it just depends what industry you're in. As a gamer, if you're grinding out a game and listening to us or cracking on with things, do you know what I mean? I feel like within our niche, this is a good time. Like
Yeah.
an hour 30 to 2.5. Maybe three's pushing it. We don't know because we've not really gone there yet. But I feel like we're in a good bracket.
Yeah, I feel like 30 minutes is a YouTube video. Like an
Yep.
hour's like a video essay.
Or an actual daily news update of like politics or something, because obviously the world moves quite fast.
Whereas like hour and a half, 2 hours is like where you start being a podcast kind of thing. Because the podcast I grew up listening to was PKA, Painkiller Already. Have you heard that? Because that was like
It rings a bell.
that was big on the Call of Duty scene. Mate, they're still going. That was like Woody's gamer tag, Wings of Redemption,
Oh, is it?
FPS Kyle, Mark a Dirt Guy.
OGs.
Yeah, mate, that's like proper OGs. But mate, theirs is like 4 or 5 hours is what they go now.
Really?
It's just, mate, it's mental. And then they do like another one during it. Like during the week, they do like a wee hour long, 2 hour long one. But it's like, mate, that's kind of the podcast I grew up with. But mate, they used to do, what's it called? It was like Road to Call of Duty. And they'd like phone up like the GameStops and like try and get it early and all that stuff.
Oh,
Back in the
really?
day. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
man,
it's-
midnight. Just before we round off, midnight releases. I went to so many for Call of Duty. I think my last one was COD Ghosts, and we all know how that game turned out.
I only done Black Ops 2, and there was a guy that got the collector's edition. You know, it's like a big massive box thing,
Yeah.
and people were just taking the piss at him for it. Taking the
But
piss at the
wasn't
poor
that
guy.
wasn't it the Juggernaut mini fridge? Was that
Black
was
Ops
that
2?
right?
No, I don't think so.
Was
I just
it-
remember it was
was
like
it
a
Black
big,
Ops 3?
massive box.
Oh, because those are very short supply now. The Juggernaut mini fridges, they go for a lot of money. Like, definitely regret
'Cause-
not buying one whenever they came out. It may have been Black Ops 3, that one.
Modern Warfare 2 was the night vision goggles. Black Ops 1
Yeah.
was the wee RC car, which I wish I had, mate. That looked cool.
That was pretty cool.
Modern Warfare 3, I got Modern Warfare 3 and it was like the metal tin. Because that was, mate, remember Call of Duty Elite? Back in the
Oh,
day
yeah,
as
yeah.
well. I've got a
Signing
wee
in, yeah.
card and all that.
Yeah. That was an interesting sign of the times that just never amounted to anything.
Black Ops 2, I can't even think what it would be. It's kind of bugging me that I don't know what it is.
I know COD Ghosts, it gave you like a
Paracord.
scarf, kind of like bandana thing. That, do you know, like how it was really cool with a guy on the
Oh, like a
cover art
snood kind of thing.
Yeah, snood. It gave you one of those, and then it gave you like a. I don't know what the word you said. It might be the same thing, but it's like a.
Yeah, it's a
bracelet.
bracelet, but it's made out of
Yeah.
like paracord.
Is that all right? Yeah, I didn't know the name for it, but yeah, so a bracelet. It was actually a pretty rubbish collector's edition, but that's the only COD collector's edition.
Yeah, it was
and my
the
last.
Call of Duty Black Ops 2. I'll put a picture on screen for like the video editing. I'll need to remember and do that. But it was the care package edition, and there was like a kill streak you could get. It's like a wee flying thing. So you like got one of them. It was like a wee thing that could fly. And people were taking the piss out of him for spending that much money on it. I felt so bad for the guy. But
Yeah, what a baller back in the day as well.
flexing it at a midnight release in front of everybody. But I feel like that's a good place to end it.
Yeah, it has been. If you are playing Call of Duty Black Ops 6 on release, I hope you enjoy. If you're not too fussed about getting a platinum trophy, it's day one on Game Pass. So if you've not signed up for Game Pass, I think you can get it for about 99p or something. Or you can just buy it. I think it's what, $8.99 or something like that for the Game Pass on Xbox.
Is it included
and
on
PC.
Game Pass though?
Yeah.
I'm sure there was something about.
Day one Game Pass. That was like their big selling point in the Xbox reveals. They're like day one Game Pass. I hope
sure
this
there
ages
was-
well and this is true.
I'm sure there was something about they were changing Game Pass so it never included new releases. Am I tripping?
Really?
Xbox Game Pass.
Xbox Game Pass adds Call of Duty Black Ops 6 and 9 more games in October. So that's just the headline I've read. Black Ops 6 coming day one with Game Pass, and that's from Xbox.com.
Is there like tiers you need though?
I mean, I'm not too sure. Maybe it's Game Pass Ultimate, which is the top level. So maybe that one's about £14. But I mean, if you're an Xbox player or PC player or a PlayStation player on the fence, I'd advise if you want to test out COD and you don't want to pay for it on PlayStation, I would recommend buying a variation of the Game Pass to try it out. But I'll be purchasing it on PlayStation. But I hope you enjoy if you are playing it, and hopefully it lives up to the expectations and hype.
Yeah, hopefully you don't get bullied by the 12-year-olds too bad. But we'll end it there. And
Yeah.
we'll see you motherfuckers in the next one. Much love. Peace.
Peace.